What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Any dogs in the house? Woo, 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 woo. Any dogs in the house?
Lobo Nation is on Jack FM. KOOI, Jacksonville, Tyler, Longview.
106.5 Jack FM presents the John King Coaches Show.
Brought to you by Peter Chevrolet Chrysler Dodge Jeep Buick in Longview.
Good evening, sports fans, and welcome to the John King Coaches Show on your home for Longview Lobo football, 106.5 Jack FM. The John King Coaches Show is brought to you by Peter Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, Fiat. Let me bring in my partner in crime, Pigskin Bob. Good evening.
Good evening. How are you?
And the star of the John King Coaches Show, the most points ever scored on Lufkin in Lufkin. That's his new middle name. It's John by God King. Good evening.
Good evening. Lobos won. So
by a bunch.
You went 1-0 last week.
We went 1-0.
That's what I told you.
24 hours, we flush a good one or a bad one and move on to the next.
So one game at a time then.
Good idea, Bob.
Okay, you're welcome.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, you remember my advice last week. Go 1-0 each week. That's my new thing.
Any more advice this week?
Yeah. Go 1-0.
Got you.
Yeah. But a rivalry game like that, you don't go to Lufkin very often and win, but you guys dominated that game. How fun was that?
It was a good night for us. I mean, I thought we played well in all areas. Defensively, we got a defensive score. Offensively, we moved the ball around, spread it around, scored a bunch of points, moved the ball, and got everybody in the game. So it was a good night in Lufkin. Like I said, it don't happen too often like that down there. It's a tough place to go play. But I think that's the difference in an experienced football team and one that's not. Lufkin's kind of in the same boat we were in the last couple of years. They got 12 sophomores playing up on the varsity. So big game for them, big district ball game. And, just maybe the experience was the biggest factor, But glad to get out there with a win, play well, do the things we needed to do.
You've talked to us a few times about how a couple of things go wrong and then another thing goes wrong and the wheels come off. Is that what you saw out of Lufkin last week?
Well,
that once they stumbled repeatedly, it was over?
Well, we just kept the momentum going. I mean, if they made a mistake, if they went 3 and out and we went and scored, they didn't answer back. And you got to answer. Either you got to put together a long drive and rest your defense or go get points. And we didn't allow them to do that. So, it's like I said, I think the biggest thing is we're an experienced football team, 15 starters back, 40 lettermen back, and we're playing like it right now, making the right plays at the right time, and that's what you do when you're comfortable with the scheme we're running. And, take a guy like Jordan Allen, 3-year starter at quarterback, as opposed to Lufkin's quarterback who started 3 games. So there's a big difference there.
Well, and it very well could be the vice versa next year when they come to Lobo Stadium and kick off district play here, and all those kids will be like your guys, and you might be a little young next year.
The law of average comes back. Let's put it that way.
Especially when it's a great program like Lufkin.
Yeah, it's a great rivalry, great program. I mean, we had the better night, and there's been nights that we've played them, and they've had the upper hand too now. So it's just going to be a challenge each and every year. You got to get your team ready to play. And I was just proud of the way our kids went and played, executed, got our first district win, and took care of business on the road.
It seems like a lot of the talk is about Taylor Tatum or Jalen Hale, about the Lobos, but the defense, to me, seems to be kind of the story that's coming out of the 2022 Lobos.
Well, I mean, it starts up front. We got guys like Billy Smith and Jarius Shepard that are back. It started last year as sophomores on the varsity, and they're playing in the defensive line. And Omarion Watkins has played really well. LaQuavian Jackson, Jordan Wright, guys that were JV guys are filling in, playing well, rotating. Ethan Pulte's been out. We finally got him back. So I think it starts with those guys. Then the linebacker level with we got Darian Boone and we got Caden Brooks, guys that were varsity players. Boone's been a 3-year varsity player.
Well, he's having a great year, too.
The guy's a football player. And then,
he's a football player, Bob.
He is.
Instinctive football player.
On a good team.
Yeah, well, he makes the team good. And then you've got your whole secondary back. So, I mean, you got guys over there with a lot of experience and that are really good players. So our defense is pretty solid.
And, I mean, giving up 7 points a game on average. Mm-hmm. I mean, and it's not a soft schedule.
No.
It's impressive from beginning to end. They all look bad in the wake, but as you're coming up on them in the boat, they look like tough opponents.
Right.
And then that defense gets hold of them, and you go, well, maybe they're not that good. Well, maybe your defense is that good.
Well, I hope they are, but when you can, like I just told you, if you can go score points, your defense can get a stop, get the ball back, or get a turnover, whatever else, you go score points again. So, when you can start separating, it's when your defense can get those stops. Then you start separating, and you can build up a 2 or 3 or 4 score lead, and you force teams to be one-dimensional.
All right.
So then you can tee off.
And then
so that's when it gets real back.
Fun.
Yeah. So after an impressive win like last week, what do you do to tweak up for this game? I mean, what needs fixing?
We keep working on the Lobos. We didn't do anything differently this week than we did when we played McKinney Boyd or Marshall or Tyler Legacy or Lufkin. We went and practiced. Work on little things, alignment, assignment, block protection, tackling, throw and catch. I mean, we went and worked on us.
And then just don't feed them for 2 days.
Yeah. And then open a can.
I mean, it's really no secret. I mean, you've got to hold them accountable. And you can be harder on them when you're winning than when you're losing. Everybody's feeling good. Nobody's running around here with their dauber down. So, I mean, that's when you crank it up. It's when you're winning. It's not when you're losing.
Added excitement this week. Jalen Hale makes his announcement that he's going to go to Alabama a couple of days after the Renaud defensive end kid from Legacy. He also announces he's going to Alabama. And I know the circus is in town, and it's crazy, and it's a bit of a distraction. But if you think about it, you'd rather have Alabama coming to pick one of your kids than not.
Sure. I mean, that's what comes with the territory. It's you're going to get a lot of attention when you got good players, and we got good players. I mean, Jalen chose to do his announcement a little bit differently than anybody else has. I guess that's a change of times. I mean, people do it on ESPN. He chose to do it on Longview game day, which, whatever, man, that's your day, and we're going to recognize you. We're going to celebrate with you. So I'm just proud for him. I'm glad it's over for him because I know it's been stressful for both him and his family. And he picked a great school. And Jalen Hale's the best footballers in front of him.
Yeah. You do spend 3 years with Nick and then off to the NFL.
Well,
quite possibly.
I sure hope so. He's got a bright future. He keeps doing the things he's doing now.
All right, we got a test this week, though. Okay, we got to go 1-0 this week. And that game is against Lancaster. Let's talk about it. We'll take a break, come back on the John King Coaches Show, presented by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, Fiat in Longview. This is your home for Longview Lobo football, 106.5 Jack FM.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Experience fun and freedom with the legendary Jeep line at Peters, built with you in mind and ready for adventure. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve your next new Jeep with the options you want. Peters Jeep in Longview.
Hi, I'm Capri, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the chicken. They actually put it on the grill, cooked it in the sauce. It's definitely a good grilled spicy sandwich.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is it's spicy and it's full of flavor. When you pair that with the kale crunch salad, it's just good.
Order a grilled spicy deluxe sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
And now, a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See, just a good old-fashioned straightforward ad. See if you could save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE or Progressive.com.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN.
Soapy's Car Wash, a longtime sponsor of Longview Lobo football. Now with their third location in Lakeport, plus the original on Highway 80 and their self-serve location on Wall Street in Longview. For savings and convenience, get a monthly pass good at the Highway 80 location or in Lakeport. Soapy's is a place to be. Once again, Soapy's Car Wash is proud to support Longview Lobo football. Go Lobos!
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Harlan, the sports guy, Pigskin Bob, head coach John King, back on the John King Coaches Show, presented by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, Fiat, and I'm calling this the district title is on the line tonight because to me it looks pretty clear. It's Lancaster, it's Longview, and one of those teams is going to go undefeated, and it starts, and we find out which one tonight.
Well, I think if you looked at the district alignment when it came out, you'd figure Longview and Lancaster would be, in the playoff equation, be one of the top 4 schools, and then possibly play for the district title. But, it's going to be a big ball game, and we still got a bunch left to play. This is week 5, second district game. We still got 5 to play. And this happens to be the most important one because it's the next one. And it's going to be the toughest challenge we've had all year. There's no doubt about it. They're a very good football team.
You had a big win last week, but then again, Lancaster, they pantsed, who was that, McKinney North?
Uh-huh.
What was working for them? How were they scoring all these points?
Everything.
They got after them. I mean, they scored defensive touchdowns. They scored offensive touchdowns. They made plays in the kicking game. Lancaster's a fast, physical football team, well coached. Leon Paul's done an excellent job with them. I mean, this is his second year. Year one, he kind of got there late, and they had a really good football team and played in a district that was not very tough,
Right.
But their non-district schedule, I mean, they've played Denton Geyer, who was a 6A state finalist. They played South Oak Cliff, who was a 5A state champion. Skyline. Then they opened up with McKinney North, who I think, looking at it from last year, is probably going to be one of the playoff teams. Possibly could be. And they just absolutely dominated.
Right.
So they've been in big ball games, and they found ways to win them. And but they've got playmakers, and they got a physical offensive defensive line. So it's kind of a mirror image of us.
I want you to repeat what Bob asked you this morning while we were having coffee, and he said, these guys got to be mad because you've knocked them out of the playoffs the last 2 years. Repeat your response to that.
Repeat my response.
Yeah, it was a little bit condescending, if I remember correctly.
You said, well, we were mad at Denton Ryan.
Denton Ryan, yeah. 2 years, well, that doesn't matter.
Still
what matters
mad
is tonight. Yeah, I mean, you can use that as added motivation, but when does that go away? After kickoff?
Yeah.
I've never used that I'm sure it goes through people's minds and they hear it on the street, but, I mean, you got to go play. And we got things we want to play for, and we don't want nobody taken away from us. So that's that's what we talk about all the time. We just not practicing to beat somebody. We're trying to beat everybody.
Right.
That's how our mindset is. And
it seems to be working.
Go be mad. Go be mad all you want. We're going to play football tonight.
My mom and dad used to say,
regardless if they'd beaten us twice in a row or we beaten them twice, you got to go play.
You can get glad in the same pants you get mad in.
Little wisdom.
I've heard that before too.
Little wisdom from the pigskin there.
Yeah,
but you have beat them twice, and then now
it wasn't easy at the time.
Though. No,
it's physical.
That's a good football team.
They're very good,
but they got to come here tonight, and I think that makes it. I think that puts you up 6-0 before we've even blown the whistle.
Well, I would hope we'd have home field advantage, but I'm sure they've heard about that all week long. They'll be prepared for the Piney Woods, whatever they got to do. But, our environment, I mean, it's a great atmosphere for football, and it needs to be a hostile crowd.
Yeah.
And we need to be there loud and full force and supporting the Lobos. It's going to take everybody just like always. Just don't wait till the playoffs get on the bandwagon. You need to get there and watch these kids play now.
Yeah. District title on the line tonight. What's the feeling like when you hear that crowd through your headset behind you just losing their minds? Is it an awesome feeling?
I don't pay much attention to it, but yes, you can hear it, you can feel it. You can feel the electricity in the crowd and the sideline, just amongst the kids when things are going well for you.
But even on the road, Longview travels, and you can hear them when you're in Lufkin. That's got to feel good.
We had a good crowd in there last week. I think we're going to have a good crowd all year long. We need to. I mean, it's look. These kids put in a lot of work, and they need to be supported.
Yeah.
It's just not a football team. You got cheerleaders, you got band members, you got vuettes, you got them all. Go support the kids in your community. I mean, that's who we're representing, Longview High School. Go support them.
So then you will be at the Big Sandy Union Grove game in 3 weeks?
No.
You got to support those kids.
I don't live in Big Sandy or Union Grove.
It is.
Well, you're invited, even though you turned down my invitation.
You sit in the booth.
To come.
Sit in the booth?
No, probably won't be any room for you. Not at these little schools.
We work in little bitty booths.
Not as much weight as I've gained, no.
Yeah, I'm not going to say
outside
because you're large. It's a small booth.
Well, congratulations on the big Lufkin win. Go get after Lancaster tonight. Go 1-0 this week, Coach.
Good advice. That's our motto for the week, 1-0.
And then you can go to AT&T tomorrow for Hogs and Ags?
Yeah, go watch little Hogs and Ags tomorrow, 6 o'clock kickoff.
So. That's got to feel good walking in that building.
Been there before.
Yeah.
Felt good walking out, I can tell you that.
Well, enjoy both of that win tonight, and we'll talk. We're off next week.
Yeah.
And then we'll be back in 2 weeks for an
open. We're not off. There's a difference.
Sorry.
There's work to be done.
Yes, sir.
No vacation during football season.
Never heard of such.
Yeah, go beat open. Go beat them next week.
We're going to work on the Lobos.
Yeah. All right, that's John King. This is the John King Coaches Show. That's Pigskin Bob. I'm Harlan, the sports guy. When we come back, we're going to send it to Lobo Stadium for Brian Houston and Johnny Vaughn and their call of Longview Lobo football here on 106.5 Jack FM.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Experience fun and freedom with the legendary Jeep line at Peters, built with you in mind and ready for adventure. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve your next new Jeep with the options you want. Peters Jeep in Longview.
This has been the John King Coaches Show on 106.5 Jack FM.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
If your loan isn't with Eastman Credit Union, you're missing out. Come to us for your next auto or RV loan. We'll do our best to find the loan that fits your budget and lifestyle. When you're ready for your loan, you can apply online, in a branch, or give us a call. Sign your documents from anywhere. We'll send the money when you're ready. Get 3 months with no payments, a great rate, and earn extraordinary dividends. ECU makes it convenient, and you leave happy.
Visit ECU for your next auto loan. It's what we do. Eastman Credit Union.
Now renting a brand new 3-bedroom townhome community in a convenient South Tyler location with first month rent free. Nancy Wright Properties in Tyler introduces Country Heights, a Hunt Custom Homes gated rental community in a country setting near Loop 49 and Highway 155.
Country Heights features 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage townhomes, modern amenities, and a large privacy fenced-in backyard.
Country Heights rent starts at $21.95 per month for over 1,500 square feet. Nancy Wright Properties in Tyler.
I'm Josh. See photos on our website, or I can give you a tour. My cell is 903-571-2508. 571-2508.
Look and lease your Country Heights townhome in September, and your first month rent is free. October or November. Nancy Wright Properties. That's NWP. Nancy Wright Properties in Tyler.
Why hire the Lobo lawyers? Because if you've been seriously injured through no fault of your own, you don't have to fight the insurance company alone. We are your pack, and we will fight for you. When it's time to Lobo up and lawyer up, call Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. Board-certified personal injury trial lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN. Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo lawyers.
What time is it? Game time. What time is it? Game time. Any dogs in the house? Woo, 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 woo. Any dogs in the house? Woo, 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 woo. Now, with that out of the way, shall we begin?
Woo! Hell yeah! 106.5 Jack FM presents Longview Lobo High School football.
Lobo Nation, you're listening to the Lobo Radio Network on KOOY Jacksonville. Brought to you by Peter Chevrolet Chrysler Dodge Jeep Buick and Longview. Longview Kilgore Cable TV. The law offices of Sorey and Hoover. Eastman Credit Union. First Choice Personnel. Soapy's Car Wash. Bish RV of Longview. Christus Good Shepherd Medical Center. The Bug Police. Flood Out Restoration. McDaniel's Quality Body Works. And Telco Plus Credit Union. Lobo Nation. Are you ready? The Lobos are on 106.5 Jack FM.
Lobo Nation, it's time for Longview Lobo football, live from Lobo Stadium in Longview. It's a District 7-5A Division I contest between the number 1 ranked 4-0 Longview Lobos and the 3-1 Lancaster Tigers. I'm Brian Houston with Johnny Vaughn. The Lobos of Coach John King are coming off an impressive 56-7 win at Lufkin last week. Taylor Tatum rushed for 140 yards and 3 touchdowns. The defense allowed only 7 points. That's all they're giving up per game through the first 4 ball games. Lancaster's coached by Leon Paul. They are coming off a 74-7 victory over McKinney North. They're 3-1. Senior running back Kyson Brown accounted for 4 touchdowns, and the Lancaster defense created 6 turnovers. The Tigers are fast and they are athletic. It is Longview versus Lancaster at Lobo Stadium. Johnny Vaughn brings us the keys to victory next. You are listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Buick in Longview.
Did you know that you can make your current home your perfect home with an ECU home equity loan? Need another room? Want to remodel the kitchen or just need repairs? Whatever your situation, we've got a loan for that. Whether you have a lot of equity in your home or just a little, Eastman Credit Union has a home equity loan option that's right for you. Visit ecu.org/home equity to learn more or apply today. ECU is an equal housing opportunity lender.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. The Ram truck lineup at Peters Ram is designed to go further and experience more. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve the Ram truck that's right for you with the options you want. Peters Ram in Longview.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Attention all bug police units. Attention all bug police units. We have a 1014 home invasion in progress. Remember to use caution. These delinquents will use any and every means necessary to break into the home. And once inside, they will illegally set up headquarters. Their lawless and destructive ways cannot be permitted to continue.
Don't let pests take over your home. Shut the operation down today. Call the Bug Police to patrol your property at 553-9003. Online at thebugpolice.com. They shoot to kill and aim to please.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler Dodge Jeep Buick in Longview.
Brian Houston along with Johnny Vaughn at Lobo Stadium, only the second home game of the year. It's been first 4 ball games, 3 of them on the road. Johnny, nice to be with you tonight. You had a chance to kind of look at this thing. What do you think the keys to victory are tonight?
Well, I think number one, it's interesting that these two teams are very much alike. Both of them have got good running backs. They use more than one. They both can throw the football. Both teams have excellent speed, so they're very similar. But I think one of the things that
for the thousands of Americans and others.
Go ahead, Johnny.
I think one of the things that's happened this year is Longview in every game so far has been able to control the line of scrimmage. In particular, last week against Lufkin, we were able to block them and put pressure on their quarterback, but not just pressure on their quarterback. When you couldn't block our defense, they were able to stop the outstanding running back, which took away the offense of Lufkin. Well, that's the same thing tonight to look for. If Longview's offensive line can hold Lancaster off, then that's going to put a huge amount of pressure because of Longview's offensive attack. And if the quarterback gets time to throw, we got too much horsepower in the receiving department and the running department, and they will not be able to stop that, which is similar to what's happened the last 2 years when we played them. And defensively, if we can put pressure on their quarterback, stop their two good running backs, force them to throw the football under pressure, our defense, we just got too many players. So if we can put pressure, we'll get turnovers and we'll win the game.
Going to be really interesting to see the matchups and the offensive and defensive lines. I don't know that Lancaster's seen the kind of offensive and defensive lines that Longview can put out there.
No, there's no question they haven't. Now, I will say this, that they played and beat South Oak Cliff, defending state champions. They beat them, and they have played Denton Geyer, who's ranked in the top 10. They're up in 6A, but they lost that game and lost it pretty big. So I don't know. These are very similar teams, but I think Longview's got more horsepower.
All right, we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll continue on the Peters Chevrolet Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram Buick of Longview pregame. You are listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Experience fun and freedom with the legendary Jeep line at Peters, built with you in mind and ready for adventure. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve your next new Jeep with the options you want. Peters Jeep in Longview.
Soapy's Car Wash, a longtime sponsor of Longview Lobo football. Now with their third location in Lakeport, plus the original on Highway 80 and their self-serve location on Wall Street in Longview. For savings and convenience, get a monthly pass good at the Highway 80 location or in Lakeport. Soapy's is a place to be. Once again, Soapy's Car Wash is proud to support Longview Lobo football. Go Lobo!
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler Dodge Jeep, Buick in Longview.
Second district game of the year for the Longview Lobos. They are 2-0. Again, Lancaster also is 2-0 at this point. And it's going to be really interesting in the fact that Lancaster is second in the district in total offense. They throw it around probably twice as much as they run it, but they're going up against a team that across the board is number one in district in defense. Total defense, scoring defense, rushing. They don't give up 100 yards either passing or throwing. The Lobos don't, and that's incredible.
Yeah, Longview's just loaded up. The Lancaster, in last year's game, one of the things that they did differently than they did the previous meeting with us is they came out and they ran press coverage on the wide receivers. They got out on Jalen Hale. They're trying to keep him out of the route. The cornerback steps up, try to force him to the middle of the field, but he figured that out pretty quick. So I'm curious to see what they do in the secondary here, if they try to play man or if they're going to pull back and play a different kind of defense. We'll see.
The other district games tonight, only two other district games right now. West Mesquite leads North Mesquite 7-0 in the first quarter, and Lufkin is at Forney tonight. We will be playing Forney here at Lobo Stadium in 2 weeks. Next week we've got an open date, but we are got a great crowd both here at home, and the Lancaster fans traveled as well. Longview is in the green jerseys with the green pants, the gold numerals, the green headgear with that traditional Longview L across the way. We've got Lancaster in their white jerseys, orange numerals, black pants, and they have white headgear with on the side of it LHS, kind of in an LSU type shape over a tiger. That's in the center of that, and we're going to have the captains going to the center of the field right now to toss the coin today.
Referee Darren Lair.
And I'd be really surprised if Longview wins the toss if they don't want to go on defense first and show what they can do against this high-powered offense of Lancaster's.
That's a good chance that will happen. You mentioned their crowd, which is pretty. I thought Lancaster would come down here and have 100 people here or 200, but they've got some people on the far sideline, and it's pretty impressive to travel that far, and that'll help their team to get that kind of support, I imagine.
Absolutely. Lancaster 3-1 overall. Lancaster won the toss and have deferred, and so Longview will take the football to begin the ball game, so we'll see their offense.
Lancaster has won the toss, deferred to the second half.
So we'll see the Lobos on offense. But one thing we neglected to mention, it was a big week for Jalen Hale. He finally made his announcement known. He's going to the University of Alabama.
Yeah, which was a surprise to maybe some people that were wanting Texas to get him.
Well, he is a fine receiver, and Alabama needs a guy that can take the off the defense. So it sure looks like he's made the right choice there. Beautiful night for football. It's a little hot. It was 89 degrees. It's 86 now, and the heat index is at 91, but there's no wind to speak of at this point. Maybe just a little bit out of the west, about 2 miles an hour, and the Lobos will come out onto the field to return this opening kickoff, and we're about to get started with this 5th game of the season. Hard to believe after tonight we're halfway through the regular season. And this one ought to be interesting. You want to talk about Lancaster's speed? They finished second in the state in the state track meet last year, so you know they can run, they can fly. But we'll find out whether they can be as physical as the Lobos. Giovanni Perry will kick off, going from our left to our right. He puts his foot into it, squibs it on the ground. It takes a hop. Now it's a live ball and goes out of bounds, and that's going to draw a penalty flag. So a break for Longview there, as they'll get the ball with great field position.
Yeah, that's an interesting decision on their part to try to. It was kind of a semi-onside kick, but it ends up rolling out of bounds.
Well, they don't want any part of either Kelvin Washington or anybody else back there from Longview that can take this thing a long way. So they're going to start this drive at the 33-yard line. Lobos on offense have Taylor Morgan at center, the guards Jacoby Watts and Mongo Williams, the tackles Jax Norman and Martin Guerrero. Tight end is Angel Ramos, Jalen Hale and DeKalen Reese, the wide receivers, Jordan Allen, the quarterback. And coming in motion is Taylor Tatum, and he's going to take a jet sweep, and he's going across the left side, and he'll get to about the 40-yard line. And so after a pickup of about 7 on the play, it'll be second down. Elijah Johnson in at fullback. Tatum, the running back. He's got 439 yards and 10 touchdowns. They come out in the I formation on second down. Allen under center turns. He'll hand it off. Tatum got dropped back behind the line of scrimmage. Tackle was made by number 11 for Lancaster, Cedarian Medlock. We pieced together somewhat of a starting lineup because we never really were able to get any information out of Lancaster, and I'll run through that just a bit. But right now they send Tatum in the slot and Reese to the right side, and now Hale will run the jet sweep, but quarterback Allen will keep it, and he'll go up the middle, and he didn't get the yardage for the first down. He gained about a yard. He got tripped up at the 41, and it looks like Longview's going to send the punt team on. Michael Fields will come in. So the first drive is a 3-and-out for the Lobos.
Yeah, interesting that Longview ran 3 running plays, didn't throw it all in that first series.
Here's the first guy that we got to worry about, number 0, Tyrick Martin. He settles under it at the 15-yard line. He had to fall down to catch it. So a nice punt of about 49 yards by Michael Fields.
Yeah, he bombed that punt and flipped the field on him and really high and no return.
So Lancaster will start on offense deep in their own territory at the 16. They'll have Ray Ellen Buffington, Cameron Eccles, Tank Chapman, Jeremiah Marks on the offensive line. 3 wideouts to the left and 2 to the right. Quick pass out, a slant caught at the 30-yard line and crossing into the 31 for a first down. That throw out there, these numbers are brutal to read tonight, by the way, so hang with us as we try to identify people. Second and down on tempo, they'll throw it out there. Martin catches it, and Martin is gang tackled out at the 45-yard line, so just like that, 2 first downs for Lancaster, and they are not going to waste any time getting right up to the line of scrimmage. 5 wideouts, quarterback's back there by himself. J.J. Pitkin, and that pass almost picked off as it was thrown on a slant and caught. Again, Martin making the grab, but I'm telling you, that route got jumped and it was almost taken back the other way.
Willie Nelson almost got that one.
Second down and 7 from the 48-yard line. Deep ball left side, incomplete. Coverage out there on the play. The pass was intended for number 1, Kyson Brown. And out there on coverage, number 10, Dadrian Garrett. Second down, third down route and 7. And the quarterback will run a keeper up the middle. He's got the first down at the 45 of Longview. He slides and is down at the 44. And so Pipkin picks up the first down, and they continue to move the trains on a fast drive for Lancaster. Quick pass out to the right side. Martin catches it. Martin brought down. Rugley in there, along again with Garrett. And it's about a 5-yard gain to the 39. And running that tempo, they're not giving the Lobos a chance to catch their breath. They threw the ball this time on a slant to the left side behind the receiver. It's incomplete, intended for number 1, Kyson Brown. And it's third down and 5.
The tempo is giving Longview's defense a few problems. They're having trouble getting set before the play gets off.
Again, 5 wide, and again the quarterback will keep it up the middle, and this time coming up, Dadrian Garrett hit him high, and getting him low was number 3, Chase Smith, and another first down for Lancaster. 8:47 to go in the first quarter. Lancaster moving the football very briskly at this point. Change of quarterbacks in there now. Carter Jones in at quarterback with 5 wide receivers. And so a plant that's almost picked off, my goodness, almost intercepted by Tadarian Boone, who stepped in and just dropped the ball.
It's unbelievable that he dropped that one. He's had a few interceptions already this year. He had that one, but couldn't pull it in.
I think he was surprised it hit him right in the hands. Second down and 10 from the 33-yard line. Brown again flushed out of the pocket. He'll run. He goes down for about a yard gain on the play. Lobo defense. Again, Boone in on the tackle. The front line for the Lobos, Billy Smith, Omarion Watkins, and Jordan Wright. The tackles, the linebackers rather, Jeremiah Rugley, Caden Brooks, Tadarian Boone, and Chase Smith. Corners are Jaden Simmons and Jakevon Curry. And the safeties, Willie Nelson and Dadrian Garrett. Third down and 11. Lobos at their own 34-yard line. Lancaster challenging right now. They've had the ball since the 10:30 mark. Back to throw. Pipkin back in the ball game. A slant. It's complete. Caught by number 5, Cameron Robinson. It's going to be about a 7-yard gain. It's going to be 4th down and 3 now at the Longview 26-yard line. 5 wide, 3 to the left. Pipkin fires it, caught in the right sidelines as they just go sideline to sideline, spreading out the Longview defense. That catch made by number 16, Dalen Jordan, and another first down for Lancaster.
They're just running so many plays that Longview's having a difficult time defensively.
Pipkin back to throw on 1st and 10. He fires it into the end zone. It's caught. Touchdown.
Wow.
Tyerick Martin. And again, good coverage on the play.
Buda Garrett jumped in front of it and had a chance to intercept it, but couldn't pull it in, so the touchdown.
What a drive by Lancaster. That's the first time we've seen this year an offense really move the ball like this on the Lobos. The kick is up, and it's a good. And with 7:19 to play in the first quarter, it's Lancaster 7, Longview nothing. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Bitches RV is a bit new around here, so we have questions. What exactly is bigger in Texas? Is it really everything, or is it just high school football? We can't wait to see for ourselves every Friday night with our Longview Lobos family. Bitches is built on family and fun and lifelong memories. Sounds like football in Texas, right? So we got your back every pregame, tailgate, postgame, after party, and everything in between. Go Lobos! Bitches RV, where memories begin.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. The Ram truck lineup at Peters Ram is designed to go further and experience more. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve the Ram truck that's right for you with the options you want. Peters Ram in Longview.
Lancaster wasted no time kicking this ball off, and it was taken on a short kick and brought out to the 49-yard line by Elijah Johnson. And so the Lobos are going to have great field position, trailing now by a score of 7-0.
I think this is an important series for Longview after they just drove down and took the lead on Longview. Longview needs to answer here.
Longview at the Lancaster 49-yard line. They'll come out split backfield. They'll hand it off up the middle and getting to about the 46-yard line. I believe that is going to be Elijah Johnson that carried that football. Yeah, he got 3 on the play. It will be 2nd down and 7 at the 46-yard line in Lancaster territory. 3 wide to the left side for Jordan Allen. Snap back, the handoff to Elijah Johnson. He's hit in the hole, and he's dropped for no gain on the play by number 11, Darian Medlock. And so it's going to be 3rd down and 7 now. Lobo's having a hard time getting something rolling on offense right now. And they need to hang on to the ball for more than 3 plays.
Yeah. That big defensive line for them is giving the Lobos trouble.
On 3rd and 7, they send 3 wideouts to the left side. Jordan Allen checks the sidelines for a play. And the receiver left early, so there's going to be illegal procedure against Longview. And that'll be a 5-yard penalty that gets them behind the chains now. They'll back it up to the 49-yard line in Longview territory. And now it's going to be 3rd down and 12, Lobos. 5:51 to play in the first quarter. Lancaster scored on their first drive. Took it the length of the field. 85 yards in a hurry. I formation for the Lobos. Allen under center, drops back. Now he'll run a draw play, and Tatum is stuffed behind the line of scrimmage. Great penetration, and the big number 10, Santo Bro, whipped his man on the defensive line and got in there to break up that play. Wow.
Yeah, it was a missed block by the left tackle for Longview. Couldn't get out on him, and he just stuffed the play.
Fields is in to punt. Oh, it's blocked! And now let's see if they pick it up and are able to take it back in. It's recovered at the 11 by number 11, Sedarian Medlock. Punt was blocked, and Lancaster is going to have great field position in Longview territory. They'll spot him somewhere around the 36-yard line.
I got to tell you, this is a strange start to this game for Longview, as Lancaster has been in total control here early on.
4:51 to play. Lancaster at the Longview 36. Brown back to throw, scrambles. He'll go down after a short gain on the play. Good pressure that time by the Lobos and their defense. Number 32, Caden Brooks, able to bring him down after a gain of only 2. 2nd down and 8. And Brown back to throw again. This time the ball off the hands of his intended receiver. That's Kyson Brown. And that ball could have been picked if there would have been a defender somewhere in the area, because it went up high. But it's 3rd down now, and again, no huddle offense, lots of tempo. They're not giving Longview a chance to catch their breath. Brown back to throw. He rolls to his right. He's being chased. Fires it right side. It's just beyond the grasp of his intended receiver at about the 18-yard line, and that is going to be Tyrick Martin, his best receiver, who he missed, and now it's 4th down and 8. And they are going to stay on the field and run offense.
It's a critical play early in this game.
Lobos need to get off the field here.
Yep.
5 wide. Back to throw, Brown. Looks, fires over the middle. It's caught inside the 20. Breaks a tackle, gets to the 10. Still running at the 5. Finally brought down at the 4-yard line. What a catch and run. Dalen Jordan gets the 1st and goal for Lancaster.
He was the inside receiver, and he ran a little slant, and he was open, made the catch, and then after the catch, picked up another 7 or 8 yards.
Now they've got a lone running back, which they rarely have had a running back in the backfield, and a whistle blows as the ball is snapped, and that's probably going to be a legal procedure against Lancaster. It is. And that'll back it up 5 yards. A break for the Lobos. But Johnny, Longview doesn't have any answers for this up-tempo offense right now, and Lancaster's been able to hit these short passes on the sides.
And Longview so far has not reacted to this offense.
Brown hands it off, missed tackle, puts his foot in the ground, then cuts it up. And it's Kyson Brown who gets it out to about the 8-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd and goal from the 8. Boone stopped him. And here come the Tigers now, threatening to go up by 2 scores. They have 3 wideouts to the right. Running back is lined up on the left side of Brown, the quarterback. He drops back. He looks to throw. He gets sacked. Goes back down behind the line of scrimmage. Dropped back there by number 96, Omarion Watkins.
Yeah, Watkins, who's been a dominant player so far this year, made us a huge sack.
3rd down now and goal, but the ball's back at the 13-yard line. So the Lobo defense stiffening, and they sure would like to get off the field without giving up 7 points right now. Brown with an empty backfield. 3 wide to the right, 2 to the left. John Berry, the defensive coordinator, asking his defense to make some adjustments. And there's a whistle. And a timeout called by Lancaster. So with 2:23 to go in the first quarter, it's Lancaster 7, Longview nothing. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN.
2:23 to go in the first quarter. Lancaster leads 7-0. They have the ball at the Longview 14-yard line, 3rd and goal. Lobos trying desperately to hold Lancaster out of the end zone. They got to feel like it's going to be a big win if they can hold Lancaster to a field goal.
That's for sure.
Brown, the quarterback. Both quarterbacks for Lancaster are sophomores, and they have split time so far in this game. Kyson Brown on the left side, back to throw. He sets up a screen. Brown gets hit behind the line of scrimmage. He's going to be taken down at the 15-yard line. Good pursuit by the Longview defense. Nice play back there by number 45, Jeremiah Rugley. And some swarming gang tackling. Sorry, Johnny.
Yeah, that was excellent defense that time. Longview reacted well. Now it's going to see Lancaster. You think they'll go for this here?
They've left their offense on the field, so it looks like they are going to go for it on 4th. Maybe they're trying to draw Longview off sides. But they're going for it on 4th down and goal from the 13. Pressure's coming, and they get him and bring him down, and the Lobos are going to get off the field. Ball came out, but it didn't matter because there was no way that Lancaster was going to get into the end zone. Number 45, Rugley, making the big play. And, boy, what a big sack by the Longview Lobos.
Yeah, I mean, that came at the right time, and it kept Longview from going down to start this thing at 14-0.
Massive stop by the Lobos, and now they're on offense, and they'll start 1st and 10 at the 132 mark from their own 18, breaking it outside, and now he's gone. 40, 50, 40, tripped up. Oh, my goodness. Taylor Tatum had a huge run and got tripped up by number 25. And, boy, you're not going to find many people that can catch Tatum from behind, but Gerald Lacey did, and I mean just caught him by the shoestring and knocked him down at the 40-yard line.
Yeah, it's a big play, though, for Longview.
Huge run, and now wait. Are they walking back? Okay, they spot him at the 41. First and 10 for the Lobos from the shotgun. Allen fires it left side. Caught. And out of bounds goes Jartavian Wright. Out of bounds at the 34-yard line. A gain of 7 at 2nd down and 3 with 1:02 to play. Lobos finally getting something going offensively with that big run by Tatum.
Yeah, I think this may give Longview a boost that they need.
Got to get it in the end zone. They send 2 wide to the right side. They've got 2 tight ends. And Allen under center turns, hands it off to Tatum, and Tatum is stuffed right there at the line of scrimmage. And it was number 11, Medlock, making the stop. So, tell you what, Lancaster's got a good defense.
Yeah, they've got great speed. They really kind of look like Longview when it comes to speed.
And they've got some size on that defensive line.
Yep.
3rd down and 3. And Allen turns. He'll hand it off. Tatum up the middle. Gets across the 25 down to the 21. 1st down, Lobos. 15-yard run by Taylor Tatum. 2 big runs by Tatum on this drive.
Gerald Lacey.
As the clock continues to wind down, it's at 16 seconds. Will the Lobos get another play off before the end of the quarter? They're in the I formation. They'll turn, hand it off to Tatum up the middle. Tatum gets to the 15-yard line. And that's going to be the last play of the quarter. Our score is Lancaster 7, Longview nothing. At the end of 1, you're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Injuries aren't planned, and here at Longview Orthopedic, we're going to work together with patients to try to attain the best outcome possible for them. We have the ability to treat all injuries for all patients and athletes of all ages. One thing I want patients to understand is that, I've been in their situation. I played football at Texas A&M University, played offensive line, I was a guard, and being an athlete, suffering injuries, and having that passion to get back on the field gave me a really good perspective on the other side of the line as a treating physician now here at the Longview Orthopedic Clinic.
Extra yardage checking special at Telco Plus Credit Union. Gain the extra yardage you need by opening a Telco Plus checking account. Open one new checking with promo code 50yards to earn $50. Telco Plus each checking account have 2-day early deposits, instant issue debit cards, and a lot more. Offer September 1st through 30th, 2022. Visit telcoplus.org for full details and restrictions. Federally insured by the NCUA. Must complete 7 purchases by October 14th to earn $50.
Longview Lobo High School football.
Brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Buick, and Longview.
Brian Houston and Johnny Vaughn at Lobo Stadium, where it's been kind of a shocking first quarter as Lancaster has taken it to the Lobos with a high-tempo offense, but they've managed to only score 7 points. Lobos came up with a big defensive stand on 4th and goal from the 13, and then a couple of long Taylor Tatum runs, and the Lobos have the ball now at the 15-yard line of Lancaster, 2nd down and 4. And Allen drops back. Now pressure comes. He's going to roll to his left. He's going to run, get up a little bit of yardage. Just going to come up a yard shy of the first down as the pressure flushed him out. And it's going to make it 3rd down and 1 at about the 12-yard line. Lobos want to take advantage of those 2 explosive runs by Taylor Tatum and get this thing into the end zone and tie it up.
Yeah, they brought him back in, and we would suspect that he's going to get a chance right now.
They're in the eye with 2 tight ends, nobody wide. They're going to turn and hand it off to Tatum. Tatum's going to fight up the middle. He's going to get the first down, but it's going to be real close. He barely pushed it. Yep, it's first down Longview. He got about a yard, and that's all he needed. And I'm telling you what, the battle in the trenches is a little surprising.
Yeah, Lancaster's a lot tougher defensively than I suspected they would be.
1st and 10. Actually, it's 1st and goal now from the 10 for the Lobos. 1 wide receiver to the right. It's Hale. Allen throws the fade. It's picked off. The first interception of the year for Jordan Allen, and it was intercepted.
That was an incredible interception as Jalen Hale went up for it. The defensive back just gets one hand on it, brings it down.
Jalen Hampton was the man that picked off the pass. So that hurts. And that's the first interception of the year for Jordan Allen.
I mean, that was an incredible interception.
He went up high and grabbed it with one hand and pulled it in. And so now Lancaster, with a 7-0 lead, has the ball at their own 20-yard line, and they'll run a toss to the right side, and then they are really fast. And they'll get across the 25 to about the 27-yard line. Lacey was the running back. Kewan Lacey. He got 7 on the play. It's 2nd down and 3 at the Lancaster 27-yard line. They'll send 2 wideouts to the left this time. Running back is lined up on the right side of the quarterback. And they'll hand it off again. And Lacey again tries the right side and won't gain much, if any. He's stopped at the 27-yard line. Second quarter of this ballgame brought to you by Longview Kilgore Cable TV, the first to offer gig speeds to all the Longview area. Find them at cablelinks.com/getgignow. 3rd down and 3 from the 27-yard line. Lancaster in their own territory going against the Lobo defense. 4-man front. Man in motion to the near side. They fake the jet sweep. Quarterback will keep it. He gets hit in the hole, and he's not going to get the first down. Good defensive play in there, and I believe that was Garrett that made that play. Dadrian Garrett did make the play, stuffing the quarterback right there in the hole, and it's going to be 4th down and 3. The Lobo defense starting to tighten up now.
Yeah, I think they've got a better feel of what Lancaster's trying to do and the tempo that they're running. It's a much better defensive series.
Line of scrimmage is the 27-yard line. Punter's back at the 10. Return man for Longview standing on his own 40-yard line. Snap back. No pressure. End over end. Willie Nelson takes it at the 30, 40, 45, and down. And the Lobos will take over 1st and 10 with 8:37 to go in the first half. And they will start at their own 45-yard line. 7-0 Lancaster. They scored on a long drive to open the first quarter with a high tempo, throw it all over the field kind of an offense, and the Lobos had a hard time adjusting to it. Handoff is to Tatum on 1st down. He spins. He was almost tackled in the backfield, but was able to spin forward and get to the 50-yard line. That's a gain of about 4 on the play. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
That was a good play to even get to the line of scrimmage, as he made a quick move against one of the defensive players and ended up picking up yardage.
2nd down and 6 at the 50. Lobos moving from our left to right. Split backfield. Allen in the gun. Hand it off. Oh, play action. They'll throw it out on the right side. And it's caught, and he's on the move across the 40 in Lancaster territory, and knocked out of bounds is Elijah Johnson. He's knocked out at the 35-yard line, and that's going to be a 15-yard play and a 1st down for the Lobos, who are starting to get something going offensively. Now they just got to get it in the end zone and finish the drive.
Yeah, they had a chance last series, and they need to come away with a score here.
1st and 10 Lobos at the Lancaster 35-yard line. 2 wide to the left side. 2 running backs on either side of Jordan Allen, who is in the gun. And they'll drop straight back. Allen gets some time. Wide open. Hale at the 20, 15, 10. Makes a move. Touchdown, Longview.
Well, that's a nice answer right there for the Lobos. Jalen Hale crossing route and was wide open. It's kind of amazing that somebody wasn't on him, but they weren't.
35-yard pass play for a touchdown, and Jalen Hale with some incredible moves. The Alabama commit making a statement on that score. And the Lobos 1 extra point away from tying this thing up. Kick is up by Fields, and it's good. And now the score is 7-7. All tied up at 7:37 to go in the first quarter. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Why hire the Lobo lawyers? Because if you've been seriously injured through no fault of your own, you don't have to fight the insurance company alone. We are your pack, and we will fight for you. When it's time to Lobo up and lawyer up, call Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo Lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. Board-certified personal injury trial lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN. Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo Lawyers.
Not all damage is preventable.
Oh no, the squid monster's attacking our ship! We're going down!
But it is forgivable.
There's a waterfall coming down the stairs!
And fixable.
Flood Out Restoration specializes in residential and commercial water and fire damage restoration. Our services include fast action disaster recovery from fires, water extraction, and structural drying and mold remediation. We coordinate with your insurance company to reduce stress and restore your property quickly to get you back on your feet. FloodOutRestoration.com.
Michael Fields will kick it off for Longview after the Jalen Hale touchdown catch. Kick is taken out there to the 22-yard line, and then good coverage downfield by number 40 for Longview, Jose Soto. Allen with a 35-yard touchdown pass to Jalen Hale to tie this ball game up. And Lancaster now starts 1st and 10. They will be at their own 24-yard line with 7:31 to go in the first half. They'll send 3 wide to the right, 4 wide to the right, actually. And there's a flag, and it's illegal procedure against the Tigers. So back it up 5 yards. One of the receivers flinched. They called it on Axel Castillo. And they'll back that ball up to the 19-yard line. First and 15 now. Pipkin back in the ball game. Rolling to his right, he's going to run. Got a lot of speed, gets out of bounds at about the 27-yard line. Picked up about 8 on the play.
Well, he rolled to his right, and Longview's secondary was in coverage, and they were just too far off, and he was able to make a nice run. It's 2nd and 6 or so.
J.J. Pipkin, the ball's at the 29-yard line on 2nd down and 6. Almost picked off, and oh my goodness, again, a near pick by Tadarian Boone. That's 2 that have hit him in the hands.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
I thought that was going the other way.
Boone already has 2 interceptions. One he took back for a touchdown, and he had a chance for his second one tonight. He has come up empty both times. 2nd down and 5. Check that, 3rd down and 5. Pipkin back to throw, fires it left side. Ball caught, and the receiver with his knee on the ground, Cameron Robinson, picks up the 1st down out to the 43-yard line. Pipkin's got some zip on the ball. That's a 16-yard gain and a 1st down. And now right up to the line of scrimmage, and they fire to the left side on a slant this time. And again, they pick up another 10 yards, as this time is complete to Dalen Jordan. And again, right up to the line of scrimmage. So they will not let Longview catch their breath. They run that tempo offense. They're at the Longview 46. Pipkin drops back. Pressure coming from the backside. He's going to pull it down and run. He's going to get by one tackler, gets the 1st down, slides at the 30-yard line.
Man, they got this team is loaded up with jet fast players. That was unbelievable by the quarterback.
16-yard gain and a 1st down for Lancaster. 1st and 10, again, right up to the line of scrimmage with 5 wide, no running backs. Pipkin drops back, looks, fires once, pumps. Now he's going to go down. Sacked back there by number 55, Zarius Shepard.
It's a huge play by him. He came from the outside, grabbed the quarterback, pulled him down.
Thanks, I needed that. And here they go again on 2nd down and 15 now. This time they'll run it, and they'll get back to about the 34-yard line, which will set up a 3rd down and 10. And I believe that was a run by number 3, Jadavius Pipkin, the quarterback. 3rd down and 10. At the Longview 33-yard line. Lancaster trying to keep this drive alive with 5:33 to go in the first half. High snap in the gun. Pipkin fires it over the middle. It's batted down. Nice defensive play back there. Trying to catch, is that Willie Nelson? I think it was Nelson that broke that pass up. He went up high in the air to bat that play down.
Pass is broken up. Adrian Garrett.
Oh, it was Garrett. Buda Garrett.
Buda Garrett, what a big play, too.
Huge. So now it's 4th down and 10. And Lancaster again going to go for it. They'll send 4 wide to the left side. Lobo defense needs to come up with another stop. Pipkin alone in the backfield. Drops 2 steps, fires across the middle. It's caught. Boy, and he got blasted, but what a catch by Tyrick Martin.
Let's see where they spot this, though.
That's a good point. It looks like the officials say he may be a little short. Lobos are pointing the other way. Yep, it is not a first down.
Wow.
He came up a half yard short. Wow.
I'm going to tell you, Lobo's got a good spot that time because it was really close. I'm glad we don't have a replay here.
I was kind of hoping they'd show it because I'd love to see who made the hit on him, but Lobos come up with a stop, and they will take over with 5:13 to play here in the first half. They'll have the ball on their own 24-yard line. They'll turn and hand it off to Tatum up the middle. Tatum pushes to about the 27-yard line. Give him the 28. Gain of 4 on the play. Second down and 6. 5 minutes even to go in the first half. 7-7 the score. Longview and Lancaster. Lancaster's been impressive. Lobos trail for the first time this year when they got down 7-0 in the first quarter. Now they'll come out with 2 wide. Man in motion to the right side. Snap gets away from Allen. There's a timeout called. No, it's a flag. Pre-snap penalty, thank goodness. It's illegal procedure, a false start against the Lobos. 5 yards, and they'll back it up to the 23-yard line. That's going to make it second down and 11 for the Longview Lobos with 4:37 to go here in the first half. Tonight's game brought to you by Peters Chevrolet, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Buick, Eastman Credit Union, the law offices of Sorey and Hoover, Longview Kilgore Cable, First Choice Personnel, Bish RV. From the gun, Allen rolling right, fires it. It's overthrown in and out of the hands of Jalen Hale at the 30-yard line. He was covered out there on the right sideline by Jalen Hampton, who has already got 1 interception tonight. Other sponsors in the game tonight: Soapy's Car Wash, Telco Plus Credit Union, Longview Orthopedics, the Bug Police, Krista's Good Shepherd Medical Center, Flood Out Restoration, and McDaniel's Quality Body Works. Third down and 11 for the Lobos. 3 wide to the right side. Allen in the gun. Pressure. Steps up. He's got to run, and he's going to get brought down at the 23-yard line. He barely gets back to the original line of scrimmage, and they're going to be 10 yards shy of the first down, and they're going to have to punt the football with 4 minutes even to go here in the first half. Lancaster pass rush is pretty effective.
Yeah, and then Longview couldn't move the football there, so you're going to give it back to Lancaster probably with pretty good field position in 3 minutes or so and a half.
Rugby-style punt. Bounces at the 35 and goes out of bounds. That's going to be a 42-yard punt by Michael Fields. The Longview Orthopedic Student Athletes of the Week, Sophie Elliott from Beckville High School, plays volleyball. She's partnered with Pepper Trucking. Colin Lewis from Gladewater High School, football, basketball, and track, partnered with Bill Dickinson Chevrolet and Buick. Congratulations to both those young people. Lancaster at their own 35-yard line. Score tied 7-all. They'll hand it off, and getting hit in the backfield. Nowhere to go for the running back, and that's a heck of a play by 88 Adrian Davis.
Billy Smith.
Oh, check that. Billy Smith, 86 then.
Billy Smith just came right up the middle, and it's a huge play on first down.
3-yard loss on the play. Back to the 32. Second down and 12 for Lancaster against the Lobo defense. They try to zone read. Pipkin pulls it. Now he's going to run, and he's moving 40, 50, out of bounds in Longview territory around the 47-yard line. A pickup of 22 yards and a first down for Lancaster. And their quarterback, Pipkin, has got some wheels.
Yeah, he is super fast, and he made that play on his own.
And they come right up to the line of scrimmage on 1st and 10. In Lobo territory now at the 47-yard line. Man in motion to the near side. Fake the sweep. Hand it off. Right side. Lobo defense swarms. Bottles him up. Takes him down. Stopped by Chase Smith. And Brendan Reese in on the tackle of number 2, Kewen Lacey. Loss on the play. And it's 2nd down and 10 from the 47-yard line in Lobo territory. Lancaster on the move. They bunch 3 wide receivers to the right side. Pipkin takes a 2-step drop, fires a slant. It's off the mark. It was intended for his receiver, number 88, Emmanuel Choice. Incomplete, 3rd down and 10. Clock stops at 2:06 to play in the first half. Again, they never huddle. Right up to the line. Bunch formation with 3 wide again to the right side. Ball's in the middle of the field. On 3rd and 10, Pipkin rolls to his right. Fires it. It's caught just beyond the first down marker on the far sideline. And that's a heck of a catch by Tyreek Martin for a first down. A clutch 3rd down throw by J.J. Pipkin.
Just before he threw the ball, he was hit. So it was a great play on his part. Just a second later, and he would have been sacked.
Lancaster at the Lobo 37-yard line with 1:59 to play. Twin receivers to either side. They'll hand it off up the middle, and there's very little running room. Lobo defense stops Kyson Brown. Gang tackled on the play. On the bottom of the pile, Amaria Watkins. Good defense. And also in on the stop was Chase Smith, who got the first contact. 2nd down and 7 from the 33. Gained 4 on the play. 1:40 to go in the first half. Lancaster at the right hash this time. 2 wide receivers to the short side of the field. And Brown in at quarterback, fires it to the sidelines, and he sails it into the band. Incomplete. Check that. Carter Jones is the second quarterback, and they alternate some, so Jones stays in the ball game. Jones has thrown for 424 yards and 5 touchdowns with 1 pick. Pipkin came into the ball game with 455 yards and 5 touchdowns and 2 picks. And a flag is down in the middle of the field. And we'll see what the call is on that. Was it an illegal procedure call?
I have not seen the signal yet.
I never saw anybody signal anything, but they moved it back to the 43-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd down now and 16. And again, they empty the backfield, have 4 flooding the left side of the field. Pipkin throws a bubble screen out to his receiver at the 40, breaks a tackle at the 30, to the 20, track meet 10, 5. He's knocked out of bounds. Did they give him the touchdown, or is he out at the 2? Official says he's out at the 2, and that is Tyreek Martin. Man, he is a track star.
Pass is complete to Tyreek Martin.
Wow.
That's just sheer speed. Longview fortunate that he didn't get the score, but that's a huge play for them at the end of this half.
That's a 37-yard gain now. It's 1st and goal from the 5-yard line. Lancaster trying to take this lead right before halftime. Snap back. They'll hand it off. Trying to get into the end zone. Fights to give it some second effort. Can't make it in. Kyson Brown stopped just short of the goal line. Lobo defense does a good job of run defense. And Brown in there along with number 4, Tadarian Boone. Again, they try up the middle, and no. Lobo defense stiffens again. And a timeout is going to be called as Kyson Brown was again stopped before he could make it into the end zone with 44 seconds to go. How big would this be for Lancaster to score right here before halftime against the Lobos on their home field?
Yeah, especially when they go over 50 yards for the score. It's just it's an impressive drive on their part, and they've just got great speed, and Longview's just had a very difficult time. I've never seen a team run with this fast a deep tempo for a whole half, and they've done it.
Well, and you can see why, because they've got such superior speed. I'm sure most of the teams they play are not going to be able to match them player for player with the kind of speed they've got. And Longview's a fast, physical team, but this bunch has really done a good job of executing. The passes have been sharp. They've been on the money. And they get their guys out in space. So after that timeout, the ball's at the 3-yard line. 3rd and goal. They have one running back in, 2 blocking backs, and the quarterback's going to take it right in up the middle. Easy score by number 1, Kyson Brown in the Wildcat. And a touchdown for Lancaster.
Man, that's a impressive drive at the end of this half for them.
You are not kidding. With 40 and a half seconds on the clock.
65 yards they've gone.
And now they try the extra point. Castro puts his foot into it. He's not going to make it. Wow. Missed the extra point. Lancaster leads now 13-7 over Longview with 40.5 seconds to go in the first half. You are listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Attention all bug police units. Attention all bug police units. We have a 1014 home invasion in progress. Remember to use caution. These delinquents will use any and every means necessary to break into the home. And once inside, they will illegally set up headquarters. Their lawless and destructive ways cannot be permitted to continue.
Don't let pests take over your home. Shut the operation down today. Call the bug police to patrol your property at 553-9003. Online at thebugpolice.com. They shoot to kill and aim to please.
Kyson Brown with a 1-yard touchdown run. The point after was no good. Lancaster leads right now with 40.5 seconds to go in the first half by a score of 13-7.
If Longview could get a decent return here, they might get set up that they could get back in field goal position. I don't know. It's going to be tough to come up with a score with only 40 seconds left.
Be really interesting to see what they do if they don't get a good return, if they just try to run it and get out of the half. It's picked up by the 20, 30, 35, 40, finally knocked down. Longview with a good return, brings it out to midfield. Number 20, Kelvin Washington, who has really made a name for himself in the kicking game in the last 3 ball games. Lobos have the ball at their own 44-yard line with 34.8 seconds to go.
You've got a good field goal kicker, so they can get in field goal range with a couple of receptions.
2 wide to the left side on 1st and 10. Allen drops straight back. He fires it deep down sideline on the hash. It's broken up. Wow. Taylor Tatum had a step on number 24, Christian Stevenson. Pass was there. Stevenson was there and was able to get a hand in there and break it up. Really good coverage.
That just shows you the speed in their secondary, because you normally Tatum would pull away from the back and then you got a touchdown. He couldn't pull away and ends up being incomplete.
2nd down and 10 with 28.3 seconds to go in the first half. Blitz coming. Allen steps up. Now he's going to have to pull it down and run. He's trying to get to the sidelines and will step out of bounds and stop the clock with 21.9 seconds to go. He got out of bounds at the 46-yard line, a gain of about 3. So it's going to be a 3rd down and 7 now at the 47 of Longview.
I think what you try to do here is just get yourself in field goal range as opposed to just trying to hit the big touchdown.
Where do you think they need to get the ball to be able to give it Fields a decent chance at a field goal?
I'd say the 25-yard line, they'd have a pretty good shot.
Back to throw. Allen hit. It's ticked off. At the 47-yard line, Allen's second interception of the night. This one by number 23, Noah Beaulieu. And Lancaster, with 13.4 seconds to go, has the ball. It'll be interesting to see if they try to take a shot and go for a home run here.
And what have you got to lose?
Yeah, you got the lead.
13 seconds, you got the lead. I think you're going to see them go up top and try to get a score.
And you know they're going to come right up to the line of scrimmage. Well, they're setting up like a victory huddle, so it looks like they're just going to take a knee here and be happy with the lead they've got. And that will be the last play of the first half. Lancaster jacked up. Their fans are jacked up. The Lobos find themselves in a position they have not been in all year long, trailing at halftime 13-7. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back, recap the scoring. As the Eastman Credit Union halftime show is underway, you're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Do you know any experienced health professionals? If so, the team at Christus Good Shepherd would love to meet them. Call us today at 833-315-GOOD and you could receive $1,500 for the referral. We need associates in surgery, lab, imaging, nursing, respiratory, and therapy. At Christus, we value what each individual brings to our mission and aim to create a culture where quality of work and quality of life live harmoniously. It's a win-win. Call today, 833-315-4663.
When you're in need of collision repair, you need a shop that has a proven track record of being experienced, reliable, and friendly. McDaniel's Quality Body Works has stood the test of time in Longview for 89 years. From the early years of repairing Furies, Bel Airs, and Studebakers to today's complex Cobras, Stingrays, and Silverados, McDaniel's has been committed to your automotive collision repair needs since 1933. McDaniel's Quality Body Works in Longview, Kilgore, and Gilmer is the solution to your collision repair needs.
The Brothers Keepers Motorcycle Club and Phoenix Organization of Jefferson invites you to 3 days of fun in Jefferson, Texas. It's the East Texas Burn Run. The fun begins Friday, October 7th. Enjoy live music, a poker run, bike shows, and a 50-50 drawing. And did I mention live entertainment? This fundraiser supports Camp I'm Still Me, a children's camp for burn survivors. The East Texas Burn Run, October 7th through the 9th in Jefferson. Register and donate now at brotherskeepersmc.com.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Experience fun and freedom with the legendary Jeep line at Peters, built with you in mind and ready for adventure. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve your next new Jeep with the options you want. Peters Jeep in Longview.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN.
September 3rd is Bacon Day. September 19th is Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr, matey. September 25th is Comic Book Day. But any day is a good day to save big on crazy fast internet and unlimited data. Get Cable Links broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. We make it easy to switch. Plus, everything wireless in your home connects best with true broadband speeds and no buffering. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. Save big on your internet every day. Get Cable Links broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month.
Don't miss out. Ask how to qualify for free or discounted internet service. Email support at cablelinks.com or call 800-903-0508. Some restrictions will apply. Many factors affect speed.
Go all the way back to the beginning when God created football.
Let's go! Welcome to the Eastman Credit Union Halftime Show, presented by 106.5 Jack FM.
Halftime at Lobo Stadium, and a shocker at this point. Lancaster leading 13-7 over the number 1 ranked Longview Lobos. And recapping the scoring, on their first offensive possession of the ball game, Lancaster takes it 85 yards. They cap it off. They're running that high-tempo offense. They move it right down the field, and they score on a J.J. Pipkin to Tyrick Martin touchdown pass of 15 yards with 7:19 to go in the first quarter. That made it 7-0. Longview had a punt blocked. Then they got the ball back. They had a couple of long Tatum runs to set them up in a position to score and tie the ball game up. But then Jalen Hale, right at the opening of the second quarter, intercepted Jordan Allen. His first pick of the year, picked it off in the end zone, and that turned Longview back. Later, Longview was able to get something going. Allen hit Jalen Hale for 35 yards and a touchdown to tie the game at 7-all with 7:37 to go in the first half. Moving on down into the quarter, Tyrick Martin again and Kyson Brown and Lancaster running the football and really doing a great job of keeping that high-tempo offense up. And they score on a 1-yard touchdown run to make it 13-7. The point after was no good with 40.5 seconds to go. Allen and Longview tried to get something going right before halftime, drove it down to about midfield. Allen gets picked off for the second time tonight, and that's where we are. 13-7 Lancaster, but it feels like it could have been a whole lot more. As much as Lancaster's had the football, it seems like the whole half.
Yeah, absolutely. We've really struggled to stop them offensively, and defensively we've made some plays, but they've got the same kind of speed as us in play. For instance, Taylor Tatum, almost anybody else we play, he ends up with a long touchdown run. He gets caught from behind, and they just got that kind of speed. I mean, the first half, the tempo for them was so fast that we just had a difficult time adjusting to it. I'm hoping, and I feel like at halftime, we're going to get some changes on Longview's both defensively and offensively. But you got to take your hat off. Lancaster showed up, and in the first half, they played better than the Lobos.
And the game plan's been outstanding. I mean, they have run their offense flawlessly. The one thing we weren't sure about is were their lines going to hold up against Longview's lines. They've done just fine.
They've done it.
So, and they will get the ball to open the second half. So it's going to be an interesting second half. And the Lobos, again, have not been in this position all year long. These games have been over by halftime through the first 4 games. So we're going to have to see what John King has up his sleeve to get this team rolling and get some confidence going for them.
Now, having said all that, also, it's just a 13-7. It's not I think we all feel like in shock just because of the way the season's gone this year. But this, 6-point lead at halftime, Longview's got plenty of ways to get back in this game.
No doubt about it. We're going to come back here. We're going to pitch it out for a break, and then Harlan, the sports guy, and Pigskin Bob are going to preview tonight's Friday night scoreboard show on KYKX. You are listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
If your loan isn't with Eastman Credit Union, you're missing out. Come to us for your next auto or RV loan. We'll do our best to find the loan that fits your budget and lifestyle. When you're ready for your loan, you can apply online, in a branch, or give us a call. Sign your documents from anywhere. We'll send the money when you're ready. Get 3 months with no payments, a great rate, and earn extraordinary dividends. ECU makes it convenient, and you leave happy.
Visit ECU for your next auto loan. It's what we do. Eastman Credit Union.
Be
Bish's RV is a bit new around here, so we have questions. What exactly is bigger in Texas? Is it really everything, or is it just high school football? We can't wait to see for ourselves every Friday night with our Longview Lobos family. Bish's is built on family, and fun, and lifelong memories. Sounds like football in Texas, right? So we got your back every pregame, tailgate, postgame, after party, and everything in between. Go Lobos! Bish's RV, where memories begin.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. The Ram truck lineup at Peters Ram is designed to go further and experience more. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve the Ram truck that's right for you with the options you want. Peters Ram in Longview.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys. 4-leaf clover. Needle in a haystack. True love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Not all damage is preventable.
Oh no, the squid monster's attacking our ship! We're going down!
But it is forgivable.
There's a waterfall coming down the stairs!
And fixable.
Flood Out Restoration specializes in residential and commercial water and fire damage restoration. Our services include fast action disaster recovery from fires, water extraction, and structural drying and mold remediation. We coordinate with your insurance company to reduce stress and restore your property quickly to get you back on your feet. FloodOutRestoration.com.
Soapy's Car Wash, a longtime sponsor of Longview Lobo football. Now with their third location in Lakeport, plus the original on Highway 80 and their self-serve location on Wall Street in Longview. For savings and convenience, get a monthly pass good at the Highway 80 location or in Lakeport.
Soapy's is a place to be.
Once again, Soapy's Car Wash is proud to support Longview Lobo football. Go Lobos!
Attention all bug police units. Attention all bug police units. We have a 1014 home invasion in progress. Remember to use caution. These delinquents will use any and every means necessary to break into the home. And once inside, they will illegally set up headquarters. Their lawless and destructive ways cannot be permitted to continue.
Don't let pests take over your home. Shut the operation down today. Call the bug police to patrol your property at 553-9003. Online at thebugpolice.com. They shoot to kill and aim to please.
September 3rd is Bacon Day. September 19th is Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr, matey. September 25th is Comic Book Day. But any day is a good day to save big on crazy fast internet and unlimited data. Get Cable Links broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. We make it easy to switch. Plus, everything wireless in your home connects best with true broadband speeds and no buffering. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. Save big on your internet every day. Get Cable Links broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month.
Don't miss out. Ask how to qualify for free or discounted internet service. Email support at cablelinks.com or call 800-903-0508. Some restrictions will apply. Many factors affect speed.
Why hire the Lobo lawyers? Because if you've been seriously injured through no fault of your own, you don't have to fight the insurance company alone. We are your pack, and we will fight for you. When it's time to Lobo up and lawyer up, call Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo Lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. Board-certified personal injury trial lawyers. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN. Sorey and Hoover, the Lobo Lawyers.
Here we go. Lobo Nation is on 106.5 Jack FM. This is the Halftime Report.
Well, how we doing, Lobo Nation? Harlan, the sports guy, and Pigskin Bob here on your Eastman Credit Union halftime show. And we're recovering football, everything but the Longview Lancaster game over on Kicks and the Ranch, the Friday night scoreboard show
So after this big Lobo victory tonight, we invite you to join us and find out how the rest of East Texas did. That's what we do. Good evening, Pigskin Bob.
Good evening to you, sir.
And let's talk about some of the other games that, because a lot of districts get underway tonight or have their second game.
Well, last night we had some football action where McKinney North beat Tyler High 34-13. Kind of surprised.
Kind of surprised.
Because Lancaster whooped up on McKinney North last week. You would have thought that they would be bumped and bruised, but no, they opened the can on Tyler High last night. Now, the games tonight we're watching, Tyler Legacy's traveling to Mesquite to take on the Skeeters.
Let me tell you, Bob, these two teams do not like each other.
Pine Tree travels to Marshall. That ought to be an interesting matchup. Hallsville, the winning streak was over last week against Kilgore, and now they've got a true test. They're traveling to Texas High.
Oh,
going to be a tough football game.
Let me tell you, those two teams, Bob, they don't care for each other.
White House travels to Nacogdoches. We're covering it. Kilgore travels to Palestine tonight. Good game. This one's always been a good game. In Lindale, they're hosting Henderson.
When Lindale and Henderson get together, those teams do not like each other.
Now, we like the matchup of the little ones. Mount Vernon versus Mineola this evening. That could be one of the premier games of Friday night.
I think that's, besides this Longview Lancaster game, I would say that's the game of the night.
I think we're going to find out what Gladewater is made out of, too, because they host Gunner. And Gladewater has had a tough season so far.
They got their doors blown off in Malakoff last week.
Yeah, so... Can they bounce back? And Gunner's tough.
Yes.
They're going to have their hands full.
Yep.
An interesting matchup, West Rusk against ARP. I mean, these two towns are like 7 miles apart.
Bob, those two teams do not like each other.
Okay. We've got Harmony traveling to Hugh Springs. And you mentioned this past week that Hugh Springs is the best team in East Texas that hasn't won a game.
Best team that hasn't won a game. They got to find a way to. They keep finding a way to lose.
Yeah.
They blew an 18-0 lead to your Jefferson Bulldogs.
Right.
And they got to find a way to win.
I thought they had a way to win last Thursday night.
I'm going to call Chris Edwards and tell him that. They need to find a way to win.
Now, here's a game a lot of people are waiting on is Union Grove at Ore City this evening.
Yeah.
Of all the games in East Texas, that's one of them.
Those two teams don't like each other.
And it's homecoming tonight as Sugar Hill hosts Lodi. So that ought to be a lot of fun.
And Sugar Hill puts their undefeated record on the line. I looked this up. It's been 6 years since they've won a homecoming game, and they got a chance to do that tonight against the Lodi Leopards.
Go Sugar Hill. Okay, tomorrow night there's going to be 3 games of East Texas,
Good
folks.
Games.
You got Jefferson taking on Centerville. That game kicks off at 6 o'clock in Troop. You got Tatum taking on Lumberton. That's at 11 a.m. at SFA. And then Sabine versus Dallas Episcopal at the Ford Center tomorrow evening.
There you go. You guys take care of that Lobo victory. Bob and I will be on Kicks on the Ranch getting you ready for the Friday night scoreboard show. So when this one's over and they sign off, when Johnny and Brian, sign off. Join us over on 105.7 KYKX or 104.1 The Ranch, and we'll get you all the way up till midnight, and then we'll even replay the show in case you missed anything.
You can even listen on one of your smart devices. You can stream us.
Just go to iHeart Music app.
Yeah.
Put in KYKX 105.7. But we're going to send it back to the stadium for the rest of the Eastman Credit Union halftime show. For Pigskin Bob, I'm Harlan, the sports guy, on your home for Longview Lobo football, 106.5 Jack FM.
Here we go. Lobo Nation is on 106.5 Jack FM. This is the halftime report.
Did you know that you can make your current home your perfect home with an ECU home equity loan? Need another room? Want to remodel the kitchen or just need repairs? Whatever your situation, we've got a loan for that. Whether you have a lot of equity in your home or just a little, Eastman Credit Union has a home equity loan option that's right for you. Visit ecu.org/home equity to learn more or apply today. ECU is an equal housing opportunity lender.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
Do you know any experienced health professionals? If so, the team at Christus Good Shepherd would love to meet them. Call us today at 833-315-GOOD, and you could receive $1,500 for the referral. We need associates in surgery, lab, imaging, nursing, respiratory, and therapy. At Christus, we value what each individual brings to our mission and aim to create a culture where quality of work and quality of life live harmoniously. It's a win-win. Call today, 833-315-4663.
Hi, I'm Capri, and the little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is the chicken. They actually put it on the grill, cooked it in the sauce. It's definitely a good grilled spicy sandwich.
Hey, I'm Michelle, and a little thing I love about the Chick-fil-A Grilled Spicy Deluxe is it's spicy and it's full of flavor. When you pair that with the kale crunch salad, it's just good.
Order a grilled spicy deluxe sandwich on the Chick-fil-A app today. Available for a limited time. Real guests paid for the testimonials.
And now, a no-frills ad brought to you by Progressive Insurance. Here it is. You could save big when you bundle your home and auto with Progressive. That's it. See, just a good old-fashioned, straightforward ad. See if you could save at 1-800-PROGRESSIVE or Progressive.com.
Would you like a cleaning product that can be used in the garage, the laundry, and the kitchen, and save space in your cabinet? Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green. To learn more, visit us at simplegreen.com.
Now renting a brand new 3-bedroom townhome community in a convenient South Tyler location with first month rent free. Nancy Wright Properties in Tyler introduces Country Heights, a Hunt Custom Homes gated rental community in a country setting near Loop 49 and Highway 155.
Country Heights features 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 2-car garage townhomes, modern amenities, and a large privacy fenced-in backyard.
Country Heights rent starts at $21.95 per month for over 1,500 square feet. Nancy Wright Properties in Tyler.
I'm Josh. See photos on our website, or I can give you a tour. My cell is 903-571-2508. 571-2508.
Look and lease your Country Heights townhome in September, and your first month rent is free. October or November. Nancy Wright Properties. That's NWP. Nancy Wright Properties in Tyler.
Injuries aren't planned, and here at Longview Orthopedic, we're going to work together with patients to try to attain the best outcome possible for them. We have the ability to treat all injuries for all patients and athletes of all ages. One thing I want patients to understand is that, I've been in their situation. I played football at Texas A&M University, played offensive line, I was a guard, and being an athlete, suffering injuries, and having that passion to get back on the field gave me a really good perspective on the other side of the line as a treating physician now here at the Longview Orthopedic Clinic.
September 3rd is Bacon Day. September 19th is Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr, matey. September 25th is Comic Book Day. But any day is a good day to save big on crazy fast internet and unlimited data. Get Cable Links broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. We make it easy to switch. Plus, everything wireless in your home connects best with true broadband speeds and no buffering. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. Save big on your internet every day. Get Cable Links broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month.
Don't miss out. Ask how to qualify for free or discounted internet service. Email support at cablelinks.com or call 800-903-0508. Some restrictions will apply. Many factors affect speed.
Soapy's Car Wash, a longtime sponsor of Longview Lobo football. Now with their 3rd location in Lakeport, plus the original on Highway 80 and their self-serve location on Wall Street in Longview. For savings and convenience, get a monthly pass good at the Highway 80 location or in Lakeport.
Soapy's is a place to be.
Once again, Soapy's Car Wash is proud to support Longview Lobo football. Go Lobos!
There's never any FOMO with the iHeartRadio app. You won't ever have to miss out on your favorite shows and contests with this radio station again. Radio 24/7, 365. We're here when you want us. Stay connected and listen anywhere when you download the free iHeartRadio app.
When you're in need of collision repair, you need a shop that has a proven track record of being experienced, reliable, and friendly. McDaniel's Quality Body Works has stood the test of time in Longview for 89 years. From the early years of repairing Furies, Bel Airs, and Studebakers to today's complex Cobras, Stingrays, and Silverados, McDaniel's has been committed to your automotive collision repair needs since 1933. McDaniel's Quality Body Works in Longview, Kilgore, and Gilmer is the solution to your collision repair needs.
Attention all bug police units. Attention all bug police units. We have a 1014 home invasion in progress. Remember to use caution. These delinquents will use any and every means necessary to break into the home. And once inside, they will illegally set up headquarters. Their lawless and destructive ways cannot be permitted to continue.
Don't let pests take over your home. Shut the operation down today. Call the bug police to patrol your property at 553-9003. Online at thebugpolice.com. They shoot to kill and aim to please.
Here we go. Lobo Nation is on 106.5 Jack FM. This is the Halftime Report.
Brian Houston and Johnny Vaughn here at the Eastman Credit Union halftime show. We're at Lobo Stadium. Everybody's a little bit surprised right now. The number one ranked Lobos of Longview are trailing Lancaster 13-7. It feels more one-sided than the score shows, and maybe that's a good thing, but I'm wondering what Coach John King is talking to his team about at halftime.
Well, I think one thing he's going to say, look, we didn't play that great in the first half, and we're just down by, 6 points. So it's not the end of the world. I think they were bothered in the first half by the tempo of the first half. It was so fast, and on top of that, Lancaster has got all kinds of people that can run. They're just like us. Really, we're kind of looking at a mirror image of us, except their offense is different, but speed-wise I'm talking about. Mm-hmm. And I think we're just going to have to adjust to that. And I don't think we were able to do it in the first half, but I think given some, 15, 20 minutes to talk about it, I think Longview will come out differently in the second half. I mean, the expectation when you're ranked number one and when you killed everybody is that there's nobody out there that can play. I mean, it's just human nature. And all of a sudden, you get in the game, and these guys are as good as we are. So you got to adjust to that. I think Longview will. I think Coach King's staff will make some adjustments. And I believe and hope that the second half will be different.
Well, one thing we talked about at halftime when Harlan and Pigskin Bob were going through their routine, I really feel like, and I'm no coach, but it would make sense for Longview to try to get out there and establish their running game and get a little bit of ball control and keep Lancaster off the field a little bit in the second half.
And I think you're exactly right, because we've had some spurts, some opportunities where we got free and then they made a big play, or one time they stepped on the back of Tatum Taylor's foot and it brought him down when he was fixing to go for a score. And we've got the firepower, the running game to do it, and I think you see them try to use that a little more in the second half too.
Bigger issue is I wouldn't want to have to be John Berry right now having to try to find a solution to that fast break offense that Lancaster's had, because I mean they're executing it really well. The passes are pinpoint, their quarterbacks are fast. If the protection breaks down, they can take off and run. So we've seen it, and it's to Longview's credit that they've held them to only 13 points in the first half.
No doubt about it. Then the question then becomes, can they keep that tempo up for a whole football game? Because, I mean, I'm telling you, they're reeling off some plays in a hurry. We'll see. But unfortunately for Longview is that they get to start the second half with the football.
Lobos will kick it off to start the second half, trailing 13-7. First time they've been down at halftime this entire season, and we're into the fifth ball game of the year now. So how they respond in the second half is going to be very interesting. Lobos will kick it off with Michael Fields teeing it up. They're going to kick from our left to our right. And let's see if they kick away and let Lancaster return it. They do kick it deep. It's taken at the 10 to the 15, 20, and then a good open field tackle out there on the return man, number 15, Sin Washington. Good kickoff coverage, and so we'll start this second half. Lancaster will have the ball starting at 14:54 to go in the third quarter, and they will be at their own 22-yard line.
And this is an opportunity for the defense. If they can stop them, Longview's offense could get the ball back with good field position. So this this is hopefully be a good start for the second half.
So on 1st and 10, Pipkin will start the second half at quarterback. He'll fire a quick bubble screen out there that's almost on the ground. In fact, they did rule it incomplete. Pass was intended for Tyrick Martin, and it was just thrown and bounced off the ground. So it's one of the few poor throws that Pipkin's had all night. Makes it 2nd and 10. Again from the 22-yard line. 3 wide to the left side, 2 to the right. Pipkin fires it over the middle. It's caught and dropped.
Yeah.
And that time, again, it was Martin, and he threw it just a little bit behind Martin, and Martin couldn't come up with the catch. And it was just beyond the grasp of Willie Nelson. He was trying to get out there and break it up as well. So 3rd down and 10. We haven't seen this very often from Lancaster. Pipkin, long snap count, high snap, pressure coming. They're getting after him. He's got to run. Pulls it down at the 25, 30. Flag goes down. And we'll see what that penalty is. And John King's got his hands up.
I tell you what, I think his hands are up. I think he thought there was a hole when the rush came. And
that may be what his hands are up about, and that may be what the flag is about. It is holding against Lancaster. And that'll come from the spot of the foul, so it's going to be 10 yards. And they are definitely sending some pressure after Pipkin here on this first drive, as the ball is going to be marked all the way back to the 17-yard line. That's going to make it 3rd down and 15 for Lancaster. And again, they'll send 3 wideouts to the far right. And they send the running back in motion to the right, and a flag goes down, and that's going to be illegal procedure. And so Lancaster comes out in the second half, and they shoot themselves in the foot.
Well, that time, I think what may have happened is Longview defensive line on the left side shifted down right before, and they're doing some different things on the defensive line, and I think it caused Lancaster to move on that play.
So that's going to be another 5-yard penalty. That's going to put the ball back at the 12-yard line now. And it's going to make it 3rd and 20. So this is a real good opportunity for Longview to get off the field and get good field position if the defense can step up and stop them here. Pipkin drops straight back. Pressure coming, fires the ball deep over the middle. It's almost intercepted.
There's another hole, though, back here, I believe. The flag is thrown, and I saw the hole, and I think they're going to call that.
Willie Nelson almost made the pick on that play. It is holding, and it's declined, and so the best thing that could have happened for the Lobos has happened. They get off the field. They're going to get great field position and a chance to get some control of this football game here as they trail 13-7 with 10:59 to play in the third quarter.
That's got to give you a boost to start the second half and have this first defense come out and really stop Lancaster, force them to put actually from in the end zone.
Yep, he's about 3 yards deep in the end zone to kick it. High snap, but he pulls it down. Gets a good punt. It's high. It's a fair catch made at the 46-yard line in Lancaster territory. A 34-yard punt. And again, the best thing that could happen, Lobos have the ball on the Lancaster side of the field and a chance to perhaps get a drive going here and take a lead in this game.
Coach King talking to Jordan Allen. I can tell you what he's saying right there. We need to score here in this first possession.
10:51 to go in the third quarter from the 46 of Lancaster. Lobos have it. They'll turn, hand off to Tatum. Tatum tries the left side, and he'll get almost 10 yards on the play. They'll call him down at the 39-yard line. He got 7, actually. And it's going to be 2nd down and 3. Lobos come to the line of scrimmage. In the gun, they've got their wide receivers in tight, 2 to the right, a wing to the left. Allen back to throw. Pressure backside. Now he's got to run. Sails it to the right side and out of bounds. Nobody was open. Elijah Johnson was the closest guy. A safe throw to live for another down.
Yeah, he did the right thing there. He was looking and he was trying to find a receiver. Longview going to be called for a hold, and he just threw the ball away.
So unfortunately, that hold backs them up 10 yards, and they'll be back in Lobo territory. They'll spot him. Well, actually, they'll spot him at the 49 in Lancaster territory. So it's going to be second down and about 13 for the Lobos now. Hale is in the slot to the right. On his outside is Jartavian Wright. And they'll hand it off to Tatum up the middle. And boy, that interior part of the Lancaster line stopped him cold and rocked him pretty good right there. Defensively, the tackle, number 10, Satch Bro, made the stop. Third down and 14 from the 50-yard line after a loss of 1 on the play.
I believe I'd look for Jalen Hale here.
2 wide to the left side. Third down long. Allen back to throw. Time to throw. Dumps it off. He's caught at the 37-yard line and then driven back by the defender. And let's see if he got the yardage to gain.
I think it may just be a hair short.
That was Hale that made that catch and took a big hit. And now there's a timeout. Is there an injured player on the field? It looks like it might be. Let's take a 30-second timeout with him. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
If your loan isn't with Eastman Credit Union, you're missing out. Come to us for your next auto or RV loan. We'll do our best to find the loan that fits your budget and lifestyle. When you're ready for your loan, you can apply online, in a branch, or give us a call. Sign your documents from anywhere. We'll send the money when you're ready. Get 3 months with no payments, a great rate, and earn extraordinary dividends. ECU makes it convenient, and you leave happy.
Visit ECU for your next auto loan. It's what we do. Eastman Credit Union.
4th down and 1. Lobo have the ball at the Lancaster 37-yard line. This is a massive play. 2 tight ends. Somebody moved ahead of the snap. It's going to be illegal procedure against Longview.
They did the same thing Longview did on the last possession for Lancaster. They shifted before the snap, and Longview moved.
That's the kind of thing that'll drive John King crazy.
Yeah.
You had a 4th and 1. Now you got to send the punt team on. Wow. So on 4th down and 6 in Lancaster territory, with what looked like a drive to keep this thing going and get points, they in turn have to kick it all, punt it away. Fields is back at his 44, rugby style, rolls to his right, pops it up. It bounces at the 15. It takes a big Longview roll, and now it's going to get a return, but he's going to bust through to the 15, and Tyreek Martin making something out of nothing. Could have been stopped back at the 10-yard line, gets it out to about the 16.
Well, he's a little guy, but he can flat fly.
Oh, we've seen it. We've seen it. 8:33 to go in the third quarter. Longview trails Lancaster 13-7. Tigers will have the ball at their own 17 to start this drive. They had a penalty-riddled first drive and a good defensive series by Longview. 3 wideouts to the right side, running back shifts to the right of the quarterback. And then it's handed off, and good running defense by the Lobos. Tackle made on that play by number 78, Ethan Pulte. And he only got 2 yards on the carry.
Longview was stacked in at the line of scrimmage. There was just nowhere to go for the running back.
Ball's at the 18. Snap back. Rolling to his right. Quarterback fires. Great throw on the sidelines. He made the catch. That is a terrific throw by Carter Jones, who fired it to the right sideline, and a great catch and a good job to stay in bounds by Tyreek Martin. It's 1st and 10. Texas, check that, Lancaster, and as pressure's coming, Carter Jones back to throw, gets blasted. His helmet comes flying off, and he's going to have to come out of the game, and the ball sailed on him. So again, one thing we've definitely seen is Longview's cranked up the pressure. There's a flag on the play. It's going to be holding against Lancaster. So what that's telling you is that pressure's working.
Yeah,
they're having to grab now to keep the Lobos out of the backfield.
Longview's definitely doing some different things on defense, and it's been effective so far.
So it's going to be 1st down and 20 now for Lancaster. They bunch the wide receivers, 3 of them to the left side, 2 wide to the right. Quick pass, caught by Martin. Martin to the 30, and then gang tackled at the 30-yard line, and no more. So again, now you're starting to see the Longview defense flying around. They're getting pressure on the quarterback on the front end. They're gang tackling. They're swarming to the football on the back end. It was a 10-yard gain. That just makes it 2nd down and 10 now. Tigers have the football. They lead 13-7 over Longview. Twin wide receivers to either side. Snap back. Now they'll pitch it like an option pitch to the running back, trying to get to the edge, and he does a good job of carrying a few defenders to get out of bounds at the 37-yard line. Kyson Brown on the carry, and he's going to make it a really manageable 3rd down and 2 for Lancaster at the 38-yard line. A gain of 8.
That was just sheer speed to pick up that 7 yards.
On 3rd down, empty backfield, 5 wide. Lancaster. Pipkin throws it deep, sails it over the head of an open man. Number 5, Cameron Robinson. He got a step on the defender. That was number 3, Chase Smith, in coverage. But the ball was overthrown, and it's going to be 4th down and 2, and the punt team's coming on for the Tigers.
He was behind the defense. You need to keep a watch on that. You may see that play again.
Yes, sir.
He was at least 3 or 4 yards past Chase Smith.
But another defensive stop by the Lobos. Snap back, punter puts his foot in. It's a low end-over-end kick. Takes a big bounce in favor of Lancaster, and it's going to die at the 12-yard line. That's going to be a 52-yard punt. Lobos in poor field position this time around.
Yeah, but that punt, they just flipped the field.
Yes, sir. So Longview's going to have to drive about 87 yards if they want to stick it in the end zone and take a lead in this game. They'll start at their own 13. 6:24 to play in the 3rd quarter. Handoff, right side. Not much running room for Tatum. Tatum got to about the 15, only a 2-yard gain. Bro made the stop, sorry.
They ran a trap play that time, and he cut back behind the trap blocker, but it was well played by Lancaster.
From the 15, Longview has the football. They're in the I formation this time. Allen under center. Will turn, hand it off. Tatum breaks a tackle, breaks another one to the 20. Now he's got a chance. 1st down at the 25 to the 27-yard line. Tatum showing some speed and some shiftiness to make that 1st down run.
They had a whole bunch of people down at the line. If he could just break by the first group, which he did, and allowed him to pick up the yardage.
8-yard carry and a 1st and 10 for the Lobos. Now they'll be in the gun. They'll have 2 wide to the right side and a wing to the right. Allen takes the snap. He's going to roll to his right. Looked like he was going to try to run a stretch option play, but he's taken down at the 30-yard line after only a gain of 1 on the play. He had Elijah Johnson trailing him as the back that might receive the pitch, but he elected to keep it. 5:01 to play in the third quarter. 13-7. Lancaster on top. There's a whistle. Official's got some kind of problem. We may have an injured official.
He's bent over like his ankle or knee may be injured.
Let's take the timeout with him as they're checking on that official right now. It's 13-7, Lancaster leading Longview. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Extra yardage checking special at Telco Plus Credit Union. Gain the extra yardage you need by opening a Telco Plus checking account. Open one new checking with promo code 50yards to earn $50. Telco Plus' checking account have 2-day early deposits, instant issue debit cards, and a lot more. Offer September 1st through 30th, 2022. Visit telcoplus.org for full details and restrictions. Federally insured by the NCUA. Must complete 7 purchases by October 14th to earn $50.
Come see for yourself why more East Texans buy at Peters than any other dealer. Experience fun and freedom with the legendary Jeep line at Peters. Built with you in mind and ready for adventure. Choose from the largest inventory in East Texas with nationwide delivery. Or come see us to reserve your next new Jeep with the options you want. Peters Jeep in Longview.
We had an official who lost a contact lens. Apparently he's found it, and now it's 2nd down and 8. Quick pass out to the left side, pressure in Allen's face, and he tried to sail a pass, a bubble screen out to Jalen Hale, and couldn't get it off accurately. So now it's 3rd down and 8.
Too much pressure on him. He had to just dump it out there, and it goes incomplete. It's a pretty big play here.
Really impressed with the defensive front for Lancaster. They've made it hard for the Lobos to get anything going consistently on offense tonight. 3rd down from the 31-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Elijah Johnson. Johnson moves the pile to about the 37-yard line for a gain of 7. But it's not going to be, well, did they get the first down? They say they're moving the chains, so he did get the first. So just a good power run by Elijah Johnson and a big first down for the Lobos with 4:20 to go in the third quarter. Lancaster up 13-7. Tatum comes out of the ball game. Elijah Johnson is the running back. 2 wide to the left side. Oh, they hand it off to Johnson, and he gets popped right in the hole at the line of scrimmage. Lost a yard on the play.
They had too many people at the line of scrimmage, an 8-man front. We ran a dive play, and they just had too many folks. That's all it was to it.
It seems like Lancaster's defense seems to have an answer for everything Longview tries to do. That tackle made by number 19, Tyrick Martin, and it's 2nd down, I believe. 2nd and 11 from the 38. Another handoff by Tatum. Tatum fighting, moves the pile, gets across the 45-yard line. He gained probably 3 more yards than he should have on that play.
Yeah, 8 total, and brings up 3rd and short.
Got to keep this ball, keep it out of Lancaster's hands also. Clock moving at 3:03 to go in the third quarter. Lobos faced with a 3rd down and 3 at the 45-yard line. I formation, handoff right up the middle. Tatum real close to the first down. Let's see if they give it to him. Yep, move the chains, another first down.
Brian, that was mostly Tatum, as he was hit right at the line of scrimmage and was able to spin a little bit and get the first down. That was an impressive short run for him.
Jamel Jones hit him, And then Tatum still had the power to move the pile forward and get that first down there at the Longview 48-yard line. 1st and 10 from the I formation. Allen, play action. Looks deep, downfield. Man, tripped up and fall. Now there's a flag. It's going to be a pass interference call against Lancaster, I think.
I think so, too.
Hale had a step, but then tripped at the 20-yard line and fell down.
I think he was stepped on from behind. It caused him to trip.
Pass interference is the call, and it goes against Lancaster. And so the Lobos continue this important drive with the ball now moved to the Lancaster 37-yard line. First down and 10 for Longview. They trail 13-7. It's been a struggle all night long. Going wide left to Kalen Reese. From the eye, they'll turn, hand it off. Tatum gets to the 20, gets to the 15, 10, 5, touchdown, Longview Lobos.
Man, I got to tell you, that's what'll happen when you got a great back. They had an 8-man front. He got a crease, went through it, and then took it to the house. That's an incredible run for Taylor Tatum.
37-yard touchdown run. Thanks, I needed that, and some great blocking out there by that offensive line on the right side. He found that hole, and he took it to the house, and nobody was catching him. Huge score. Now this is a big extra point for Michael Fields that can give the Lobos the lead. It's up, and it's good, and Longview with its first lead of the night, 14-13 over Lancaster with 2:07 to go in the third quarter. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Extra yardage checking special at Telco Plus Credit Union. Gain the extra yardage you need by opening a Telco Plus checking account. Open one new checking with promo code 50yards to earn $50. Telco Plus each checking account have 2-day early deposits, instant issue debit cards, and a lot more. Offer September 1st through 30th, 2022. Visit telcoplus.org for full details and restrictions. Federally insured by the NCUA. Must complete 7 purchases by October 14th to earn $50.
Longview Lobos took it 87 yards. Taylor Tatum busted off the right side for 37 and the touchdown. The point after good, and the Lobos leading for the first time tonight, 14-13, with 2:07 to play in the third quarter. And Fields will kick it off. It's taken at the 17-yard line. Bring it out to the 20, 25. He's trying to get around the right side. He gets a block and then gets caught out there at the 28-yard line. A nice open field tackle out there by number 9, Jaden Simmons. And Lancaster now trailing for the first time in this game.
That last drive was just really a beautiful drive for Longview, and Taylor Tatum, highly recruited back, and he made 2 or 3 outstanding runs.
Well, he's been, as far as for my money, the most valuable player on this Longview team for the first 5 games, and he's showing his mettle tonight. They'll start this drive at the 29-yard line. Tigers have the football. They drop straight back, fired on a slant. It's caught at the 34-yard line and then gang tackled by the Longview defense as Martin makes the grab. He's the lead receiver. It's going to be a short gain on the play, but the fact that they were able to get him down and not let him break loose for another 15 yards, he gets 6 on the play. To the 35. Now deep ball to the right side. It's almost picked off again. Lobos defense with a chance to get their hands on it, and I believe that's number 10 again. That is Garrett, Dadrian Garrett. Garrett broke it up.
Yeah, he's had a good game. He should have had that one, but it's good enough. He knocked it down.
That's the third interception that could have been by the Lobos, but the main thing is they broke up the pass. 3rd down and 4. Tigers have the ball now. Big third down here for the defense. They send a man in motion. They flood 4 wide receivers to the left side. It's a screen pass. It's taken out there and then blown up after a first down. Willie Nelson made the tackle, and the receiver's down after a big shot. Look at that. Oh, man, Martin got destroyed by the Longview Lobo defense, led by Willie Nelson, and he is down, and that would be a massive blow for Lancaster to lose their lead receiver. But he picked up the first down before he went down. He got hit. Oh, man, he got hit by about 3 people. Yeah. Let's take a 30-second timeout while they tend to the injured player. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Not all damage is preventable.
Oh no, the squid monster's attacking our ship! We're going down!
But it is forgivable.
There's a waterfall coming down the stairs?
And fixable.
Flood Out Restoration specializes in residential and commercial water and fire damage restoration. Our services include fast action disaster recovery from fires, water extraction, and structural drying and mold remediation. We coordinate with your insurance company to reduce stress and restore your property quickly to get you back on your feet. FloodOutRestoration.com.
Top receiver for Lancaster is on the field right now. He has not moved since he was tackled after picking up a first down on a slant pass. Willie Nelson really popped him, and he's been on the turf ever since, and that would be a big blow for Lancaster if they lose him for any significant amount of time. They've got him sitting up now and helping him up, and he took a blow.
Yeah, he got hit actually by about 3 guys at once, but he's up and walking to the sidelines.
You wonder maybe if he didn't get the wind knocked out of him.
That's possible too.
But whatever, it was a clutch catch by Martin that gives Lancaster a first down and 10 at their own 43-yard line with 1:18 to play in the third quarter. In this key 7-5A Division I football game. In the ball game now. Quick pass almost intercepted. Carter Jones, and again we drop one. Chase Smith had his hands on it. Wow.
I know some secondary guys that are going to have some drills about catching the ball.
But you know, the ball gets on them so fast, you got to have cat-quick reflexes to be able to pick something like that off. But they've had their chances, and they just haven't been able to turn the ball over. Second down and 10. Tigers at their own 43-yard line. Empty backfield, 5 wide. Pressure coming. They're rushing 5, and he gets hit as he throws, and good night. He's threaded the needle, caught the football, and was called down on the play. Number 88 with a great catch and a terrific throw, Axel Castillo, was the man who made that catch. Pipkin did a fantastic job, and now we've got a Lobo down, and that's not good. We've managed to stay pretty injury-free all year long, but this one, maybe a cramp. That could be all it is, and let's hope that's all it is. 46, Kylan Sublett is walking off the field under his own power right now, but I think he's got a cramp.
I think he's got a cramp, too, because he's bent over pulling on his toes, and that's usually a cramp.
It's 83 degrees. It's been a hot, hot week. Oh, they're carrying him off the field just so they can get him off the field fast. Good job by the trainer. Here comes the bride. Oh, goodness. Hopefully he'll be able to get back in the ball game, get a little water in him, and get that cramp worked out. It's 1st and 10 from the Lobo 44-yard line. Long snap count.
Blitz.
Deep ball to left side. And overthrown. Intended for number 1, Kyson Brown. And Willie Nelson covering on the play.
Longview tried to blitz up the middle and had a chance to get to him, but the ball was thrown, and just big Big play right here for Longview.
2nd down and 10, 46 seconds to go. Back to throw. Pipkin, he's going to move up and he's going to run the football up the middle. He breaks a tackle. He's going to get very close to the first down. They're spotting him down about a yard shy at the 36-yard line. Let's see where they actually spotted. He's going to be about a yard shy of the first down, but it's just a quarterback draw by J.J. Pipkin. And it's 3rd down and less than 1. With 32 seconds left on the clock. Again, empty backfield. Lobos need to bow up here. Again, another quarterback run, and again, he's got a lot of room to run in front of him. Gets to the 25-yard line for a first down. And a 15-yard gain by J.J. Pipkin, who's hurting the Lobo defense now by spreading them out in these big wide receiver, five wide receiver sets, and then just pulling the ball down and running it right up the middle in space. That's going to be the last play of the 3rd quarter. And our score after 3, Longview 14, Lancaster 13. You are listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
September 3rd is Bacon Day. September 19th is Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr, matey. September 25th is Comic Book Day. But any day is a good day to save big on crazy fast internet and unlimited data. Get Cable Link's broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. We make it easy to switch. Plus, everything wireless in your home connects best with true broadband speeds and no buffering. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. Save big on your internet every day. Get Cable Link's broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month.
Don't miss out. Ask how to qualify for free or discounted internet service. Email support at cablelinks.com or call 800-903-0508. Some restrictions will apply. Many factors affect speed.
We open the 4th quarter. Longview clinging to a 14-13 lead over a really tough Lancaster team. And Lancaster has the ball, 1st and 10 at the Lobo 25-yard line. Send a man in motion, lining up next to the quarterback now. And Pipkin hands it off right up the middle. And good defense against the run by the Lobos as the tackle is made by number 55, Zarius Shepard, after a gain of only 2 on the play. 2nd down and 8 for Lancaster, with 3 wide to the right side this time in a bunch formation. Pipkin, back to throw, pressure coming, he gets out of it, now he's got a lot of room to run, 20, 15, slides down at the 12-yard line. 11-yard gain on the play and a first down, and Pipkin really a dangerous weapon, both throwing and running the football.
And what they're able to do is they're setting him in, he steps back to pass, and then he's running the receivers off deep, and then he looks if he can't find a receiver and runs right up the middle because they're running everybody off in the secondary.
3 wide to the left side on 1st and 10 now from the 13-yard line for Lancaster. They're trailing by 1. Pipkin drops back, looks, he's got a lot of green in front of him again. Gets to the 10, he's going to get out of bounds about the 8-yard line. Man, when you got that much green in front of you, no reason to throw the football, just run it. And the stop made by number 4, Tadarian Boone, who had to chase him down. He's short of a first down. He got 7 on the play, though, to the 7-yard line. They can get a first down if they get to the 4. 2nd down and 3. Lancaster driving. Man, they've been tough on offense.
Yep.
Pipkin with 3 wide receivers to the right side. Long snap count. They're taking the clock down. Pipkin drops back, fires out into the flat. Tackle made in the open field. Good job. Real good job back there by number 9. That's Jaden Simmons. And the receivers down on the play. And that would be number 1, Kyson Brown. Now he's up.
Jason Simmons made a great play. That was flipped out into the flat. It's 3rd and 4 or 5, and he comes up and the catch is made, but he takes him down right at the spot of the catch.
And no gain on the play. So now it's 3rd down and 4. Clock is stopped with 9:53 to play as they help Kyson Brown off the field. Lobos need to find some way to get out of this without giving up any points.
This is a huge play here. 3rd and 4?
Lancaster's kicker missed an extra point, so there's nothing certain about their kicking game. They put a man into the flat to the left side. They're going to roll Pipkin to the left. He's going to fire it into the end zone. Finally, we got the interception.
Boy, that's a bad play.
Boy, to Darian Boone. As Pipkin was rolling to his left, he threw back toward the middle of the field. There was nobody there but green defenders. And Tadarian Boone comes up with the interception in the end zone, and it was exactly what needed to happen for the Longview Lobos.
You just can't make that throw. He rolled to his left and turned and threw back across the field into the end zone, and Boone made the catch. And wow, that's a huge mistake.
The main thing is it turns Lancaster away with 0 points after a long drive, and the Lobos will start at their own 20-yard line. They'll turn, hand it off to Tatum. Tatum gets rocked at the 24-yard line. I'm going to tell you what, this Lancaster team, now we're getting a little chippy. Starting to get just a little bit of shoving and a little anger going on there. An annoyed Mongo Williams kind of doing a little pushing. He got pancaked, and he's not happy about it. So he got up, and he's talking about it with number 11, Sedarian Medlock. But a 4-yard gain on the play to the 24. 9:15 to play. Drive started at the 20. Turn, handoff. Tatum up the middle, 30-yard line, 31. And a first down Longview after a 7-yard run.
Man, he's had such a great game. I've got him with 150 yards rushing, 17 carries.
He is so explosive. When he hits that hole, you feel like he could take it to the house anytime he touches the ball when he gets a little burst like that and gets into the secondary.
We may see that happen in this quarter.
1st and 10 Longview at their own 31. I formation. Handoff. Tatum, right side. Tatum gets to the 36-yard line. A gain of 6 on the play. And this is what I'd like to see him do in the rest of the game, just hammering on this Lancaster defense, eating that clock up, keeping that offense on the sidelines, and then get a touchdown to put this thing away.
Yep. They're going to take Taylor Tatum out to give him a blow here.
All that means is they got 1A at running back. Elijah Johnson is every bit the runner. Not quite as explosive, but he can definitely pick up the tough yardage. He lines up to the left of Jordan Allen. 2 wideouts to the left. They'll run the option, pitch it to Elijah Johnson. That had no chance. He breaks the tackle, and he still gets back to the line of scrimmage. But boy, he was wrapped up and broke the tackles from Dwight Jones. That's incredible.
Yeah.
And Medlock both had a chance to tackle him for a loss, and somehow he made a gain out of it to the 34-yard line. So now it's a huge 3rd down, though. 7:19 to play in the game.
This is a crucial one.
John King out on the field trying to get his offense.
You got Jalen Hale on the far side with single coverage.
Allen at quarterback. There's a flag. There was movement before the snap. And that's going to be a legal procedure and a 5-yard penalty. Whatever the outcome, John King's going to have a lot to be able to work on during the open week coming up. He's going to have 2 hours worth of film that he can rip into him about. Tonight's game brought to you by Longview Kilgore Cable, First Choice Personnel, Bish RV, Soapy's Car Wash, Telco Plus Credit Union, Longview Orthopedics, the Bug Police, Christus Good Shepherd Medical Center, Flood Out Restoration and McDaniel's Quality Body Works. 6:37, clock running. From the 30, another flag. And another 5-yard penalty, illegal procedure again. Against the Lobos. You can't have this.
No, two mistakes in a row. And this is a critical point in this game because you've got 6:32 to go. If you can pick up the first downs and move the ball down maybe for a field goal or something, you make it really tough on them. Instead, we get back-to-back penalties.
Yeah, and now it's really tough on Longview because they've got a 3rd and 17 they got to make up here. Allen drops back to throw. Has plenty of time. He just sails it into the sidelines. It was a good 10 yards overthrown, intended for number 7, Frederick Hawkins. They had no chance to complete that, and there's another flag down on the play.
Well, I think there was confusion about who was doing what because Jordan Allen was jumping up and down like the receiver ran the wrong route. Or at least he thought he did.
And Hawkins has not played a lot at wide receiver, and that's very possible. But it's another penalty against Longview. And so this is just going to make an impossible 3rd down situation even more so. With 6:17 left in the game. Clinging, and I mean nails are scraping down the wall right now as they're hanging on to a 1-point lead. It's a personal foul, face mask. Whoa, that's against Lancaster. That'll be an automatic 1st down.
What a break.
Wow. That's a massive call. A face mask penalty turns it from a 3rd down and impossible for Longview into a 1st and 10 for the Lobos at their own 39-yard line.
What a break for Longview. They need to capitalize on this and keep this ball and move it down the field and use up some of this clock that shows 6:17 to go.
Well, just the fact that they got 3 more downs here is going to burn some time.
Yep.
Lobos come to the line of scrimmage with 6:17 to go, 1st and 10 from their own 39. I formation under center, handoff, Tatum. Tatum breaks a tackle, gets to the 45-yard line, 6 yards on that carry. Now let's see how far they take that play clock down before they snap that ball. 6 minutes to go in the game. 14-13, Longview on top. Open date next week, 2 weeks from tonight, back here at Lobo Stadium against the Forney Jackrabbits. But right now, all John King and the Lobos are worried about is trying to find a way to salt away a really tough victory. 2nd and 5. Turn, handoff, Tatum outside. There's a flag down. Puts his foot in the ground, gets to the 50. It's going to come back. Ball came out, but it won't matter because it's coming back.
Yep, it's going to be against Longview.
Oh, mercy. What an ugly drive. Holding against the Lobos. So it's like 1 step forward and 3 back every time they have the ball right now. It's been a really ragged offensive performance, and you got to credit the Lancaster defense for a lot of that. Clock moving at 5:19. It's 2nd down and 15. Lobos have the ball back at their own 34. They need a big play here.
They got to have one from somebody.
Back to throw, left side, ball thrown behind the receiver to Kalen Reese at the sidelines. Off the mark, 3rd down. What makes it worse, it stops the clock.
It seems like we've just been out of sync on
all
some of
night.
these passes. Yeah,
all night.
I don't know what it is, but it hadn't been a crisp night between the quarterbacks and the receivers.
And I think, again, you got to give some credit to Lancaster's defense because they've put a lot of pressure on Allen. He didn't have any pressure that time, but the pass was just off. And it's 3rd down, by far the worst game he's played this year. He's had a couple of interceptions. He's been so solid all year long, and he's still got a chance to make some plays and win this ball game. Allen rolls to his right. Got pressure. Backside, he's going to keep it and run out of bounds at about the 37. yard line. Only a gain of 2 on the play. And the clock stops again at 4:54.
Man,
that's what hurts, is stopping the clock all the time.
We'd be better off that time when you saw that you weren't going to get it. Just sit down and keep the clock running.
That's it. Fields is going to punt it. Fields is a real key weapon here. He needs to blast this ball. And we need to make sure there's no return by Lancaster.
He'll probably do this rugby kick here to try to keep them from returning it. Get it off.
He got it off to the right side. It's a deep kick. It takes a bounce to the 15. It's going to take a Longview roll and go out of bounds at the 12-yard line. That is just what the doctor ordered. It's a 53-yard punt at the time that you most need it. Fields does a great job there, and now you got 4:43 left in the ball game. Longview hanging on to that 1-point lead, and this thing's become a nail-biter.
Well, they got a lot to go to get a touchdown, but they only trail by 1, so a field goal would do it. So let's see what happens.
1st and 10 from the 12. Back to throw. Pipkin throws a screen over the middle. Martin on the run gets tackled at the 20-yard line. Let's see where they spot him. He may be close to the first down. They spot him at the 22. And it's going to be about an 11-yard gain and a first down for Lancaster. He is so dangerous on those short catches with room to run in space. Twin wide receivers to either side on 1st and 10. Pipkin back to throw. Now coming, he's going to run. Got a lot of room in front of him, but he's got a good spy and a great open field tackle out there at the 19-yard line. Saved a lot of running room for the Longview Lobos with a terrific play back here by number 23 for Longview, and that is going to be Jacoby Granville, who made a massive play in the secondary and dropped him for a loss of 2.
Jacoby Granville, who hadn't really played that much this year either.
He made a big play there. 2nd down and 12. Lancaster with 4 wideouts to the right side. Back to throw. Pipkin again throws that quick pass, and it's caught and tackled right there by, again, Jacoby Granville, making 2 good plays. Martin was the receiver, but Granville was right on it.
This is a gigantic play right here.
3rd down and 9. Ball at the Lancaster 24-yard line. Lobos hanging on to a 1-point lead. They need to stop Lancaster here. Timeout called by the Tigers. With 3:01 to play in the ball game, let's take it with them. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Oh, wait a minute. Timeout. Whoa, timeout.
This timeout brought to you by First Choice Personnel. For all your hiring needs, more Lobo football coming up.
And for the win, name something that is hard to find.
Your keys, 4-leaf clover, needle in a haystack, true love.
I'm sorry, the correct answer is a job. Better luck next time.
Don't trust luck. Trust First Choice Personnel. For years, First Choice has been delivering hard-to-find talent, even in highly competitive sectors. First Choice Personnel will be the only choice you need. FirstChoicePersonnel.net.
3:01 to play in the ball game. 3rd down and 9. Lancaster at their own 24-yard line. Huge defensive down for the Lobos here. Johnny said it. You got to stop them here. Trips to the left. Pipkin back to throw. Fires it quick. Popped up and out, and it's almost intercepted.
What a hit.
The hit was massive, and then it was almost picked off by Chase Smith off of a deflection.
What a play.
4th down and 8. Let's see who made the hit. Boone is what they say. Now, that was a previous play.
Yeah.
They're showing a replay on the in-house TV closed circuit. But Tadarian Boone was credited by the PA announcer as making the big hit on Tyrick Martin. And so 4th down and 8.
They need to watch for a fake punt here.
Castro will kick it if they punt.
Willie Nelson back deep.
Nelson's back at his own 40. That's a fake. And it's a snap to the up back, and it's blown up. It was red all the way. And the tackle made out there by number 18, Ja'Caven Curry.
That's why I said you need to watch for that, because they almost were in a position they had to go for it. Longview was ready for it.
Ja'Caven Curry read it all the way and brought him down. Snap was to an up back, a blocking back, and now a man down, and it looks like another cramp. The up back was number 23, Noah Bulliu, and they tried a little trickery, and it didn't work. And the Lobos now 246 away from salting this thing away. And I'm telling you, it has been a grind.
I'm telling you, you're right. They've got 2 timeouts left, so I think Longview will keep it on the ground.
Wow. It's just been...
Now you feel like we're like the 4th round of the playoffs with this kind of game.
This feels like the 15th round of a heavyweight fight is what it feels like. Your arms are dead from trying to carry gloves. 1st and 10, Lobos. At the Lancaster 24, handoff up the middle, into the secondary, moving the pile to the 15-yard line. That's Taylor Tatum, and it's a 1st down for the Lobos, and you can almost see this thing getting salted away here. They'll spot him at the 15.
That gives him 170 yards on the night, and he's probably been the difference in this game.
Well, they've needed every bit of it because they just have not been real solid on offense tonight. Had a lot of penalties, a lot of missed passes. The one constant in this thing has been Taylor Tatum with his tough running.
Yep.
And even then, it's been really hard to put a drive together in this game tonight. 2nd and 1 is what they call it. Tatum at the tailback, hands off, right side, easily gets the 1st down, gets across the 10, and he'll get down to the 9-yard line. And you can see the Longview offensive line starting to push Lancaster around, and you think that the Tigers may know that this thing is getting away from them after a great effort tonight from the road team. 1st and goal for the Longview Lobos, who are looking to go to 5-0 and have an open date to rest up and regroup. And they are really milking the clock now. 1:33, there's only 20 seconds on the play clock, so you know they're just not even going to get up to the line of scrimmage until there's about 10 seconds to go and snap it at about 4.
Yeah, that's what they'll do.
Play clock at 7. At 5, at 4, they snap it. Tatum, right side. Tatum gets to about the 6-yard line. It's a gain of 3, and a timeout taken. Lancaster makes that timeout. That may be their last one. No, they've got one left. And so with 1:10 to play, Longview leads it 14-13. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Attention all bug police units. Attention all bug police units. We have a 1014 home invasion in progress. Remember to use caution. These delinquents will use any and every means necessary to break into the home. And once inside, they will illegally set up headquarters. Their lawless and destructive ways cannot be permitted to continue.
Don't let pests take over your home. Shut the operation down today. Call the bug police to patrol your property at 553-9003. Online at thebugpolice.com. They shoot to kill and aim to please.
At the conclusion of the ball game, except for the coaches and the players. Again, no one is allowed on the field at the conclusion of this game, other than the coaches and the players.
Second and 7. So if we take a knee, they use their last time out.
1:10 left to go in the ball game. Lobo Stadium. Longview hanging on to a 14-13 lead. And we're just watching to see what they do to burn the clock. Are they just going to take a knee? Or will they try to stick it in the end zone and really ice this thing? They're in the eye. 2 tight ends. Turn, handoff, Tatum, right up the middle. Tatum goes down hard at the 3-yard line. All that is going to do is burn another 30 or 40 seconds off the clock. Now they use that final timeout, does Lancaster. And so it's 14-13 Longview with 1:03 to go. We'll take another timeout with them, 30 seconds. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Do you know any experienced health professionals? If so, the team at Christus Good Shepherd would love to meet them. Call us today at 833-315-GOOD, and you could receive $1,500 for the referral. We need associates in surgery, lab, imaging, nursing, respiratory, and therapy. At Christus, we value what each individual brings to our mission and aim to create a culture where quality of work and quality of life live harmoniously. It's a win-win. Call today, 833-315-4663.
Back at Lobo Stadium, 1 minute and 3 seconds away from going 5-0. But man, it's been tough.
It has been a tough one for sure.
Longview has been in for the fight of their lives tonight. We kept asking all year, when are we going to see something that actually tests Longview? This thing was a midterm exam.
No kidding.
You were going to get kicked out of school if you lose this one. Lancaster came in and, gave them all they wanted, but somehow Longview's managed to show their championship medal here. On 3rd down and goal, they'll hand it off to Tatum, going up the middle into the end zone. Touchdown Longview, and that's going to ice it. 3-yard touchdown run by Taylor Tatum. You talk about a hard-earned win tonight.
Well, it's a great test for the team, and I think that, I guess there's always a possible they could return the kick.
Oh, gosh.
So I don't, but.
Well, the good news is they're going to be up. If they kick this, they'll be up 8. Snap is back. Fields puts his foot into it and then gets knocked down. And the Lobos go up 21-13 after the Taylor Tatum 3-yard run. So finally the Lobos can breathe. Yeah. And the fans can take a breath, but I'm telling you, it was a fist fight all night long.
Yeah, it's a tough one, a tough game, but you got to take your hats off to Longview because they were tested and they rose to the occasion.
They trailed at halftime for the first time this year. They overcame a really ragged performance on offense tonight. Lots of penalties, turnovers. They really had a real test having to play defense against this wide-open Lancaster offense, and the fact that they held them to 13 points is pretty incredible.
It really is. And
here's the kickoff, and it's going to go out of the back of the end zone, and it's a touchback with 59 seconds to go. Lobos 9 seconds away from going 5-0. Probably not going to be walking out of here feeling like the number 1 team in the state right now, but they're going to be walking out of here really grateful that they escaped.
Well, you can be ranked number 1, but you can play somebody that's
right.
a caliber team, and they did. And actually, this game right here will help Longview down the road because this is a fine Lancaster team.
Absolutely. It's been a great football game. From that standpoint, it's been a real test for the Lobos. And they stood up to it. They didn't crater when it looked like they might. On 1st and 10, Lancaster rolling right. And a quick pass out there. I'll tell you one thing, Pipkin's impressive. He threw a strike to Martin, and he went out of bounds. Pipkin has such a quick release. He can run so well, and he's pretty accurate with these quick throws to get guys out in space.
And Martin, who's just jet fast.
Oh, gosh. And Pipkin's only a sophomore, by the way. He played some as a freshman last year. 2nd and 1 from the 34-yard line. Game's not over. Oh, high snap gets away from Pipkin, and he has to fight to get on it. It's still loose. Did they come up with it? I think Lancaster was able to get on it, fortunately, but there was a convoy of Lobos coming after it. And so that drops the loss all the way back to the 21-yard line. 3rd down and 14 now. Pipkin fires, caught over the middle, took a big hit and held on. And gets real close to the 1st down, and boy, that receiver, he really took some punishment over the middle and got blown up by Willie Nelson.
He's still down, too.
I would be, too. Pipkin threw it right over the middle, and again, he caught it, and 2 Lobos punished him. Boone was also in on that hit, and he took the brunt of it and managed to hang on to it, so credit him for a great catch. But
I got to tell you, when you see a big defensive play, it's pretty good chance it's either Willie Nelson or Darian Boone. I mean, they are everywhere.
Dalen Jordan was the receiver who made a great catch over the middle and took some real punishment. 24.6 seconds to go in the game. It is 1st down and 10 for Lancaster. They trail 21-13, and time's running out on them. From their own 35, Pipkin drops back. Pressure coming up the middle. Gets tripped up. Finally, they get to him. And they sack him. And I believe that was number 21. That's Thomas Roll. I could be wrong. There's a flag on the play as well. Waiting to see the penalty call, and you would assume this is against Lancaster.
Yeah,
holding is the penalty.
They threw 2 flags back in their backfield.
So with 16 seconds to go now, that's going to back it up and make it a 1st and 20 for Lancaster. Down 8.
Well, you got to believe that here they're just going to throw deep. It's about the clock's running.
This may be the last play of this game. Pipkin back to throw. Fires. Left side, almost intercepted by Nelson. That ball underthrown. They've got 5.3 seconds left and 1 more play left in this ball game for Lancaster. Trailing by 8. There's no such thing as an ugly win, by the way, right?
No. You look it up and it says W.
That's right.
You're okay.
There's no such thing as an ugly win. It took a while to get there, but the Lobos have showed their resiliency, and they showed that they can take a punch, shake off the grogginess, and get back up. And now there's a timeout taken by the Lobos with 5.3 seconds to go. And Longview using their first timeout. I guess they just want to make sure nobody gets deep on them and you don't give Lancaster a chance to get a score and go for 2. Well, Johnny, what do you think?
Well, I think Longview in the second half played way, way better than they did in the first. They went in, they made some adjustments. I think they've made a lot of big plays. This is a really good team here. Lancaster, they've got tremendous speed offensively. I mean, they've got receivers that can run. They've got a quarterback that can not only throw the ball, he can run. I think in the second half, the defense really stepped up and played well. And Taylor Tatum, I think he's had a phenomenal night against a team with a lot of speed. I've got him down with 185 yards rushing.
And you got to, again, tip your hat to that defense because they shut out Lancaster in the second half, and it sure wasn't looking like that was going to be the case after the way Lancaster moved the football. Pipkin now throws it up for grabs. It's intercepted. Boone will just fall down at the 30 as the clock runs out. The interception is going to be credited to the backup quarterback, Carter Jones, and that's the ball game. And the Longview Lobos come out of this with a really hard-fought 21-13 win over the Lancaster Tigers. They go to 5-0 on the season, 2-0 in district play. They have an open date next week. And then Forney comes to Longview 2 weeks from tonight. Let's move into the law offices of Sorey and Hoover post-game show. We'll be back in just a moment. You're listening to Longview Lobo football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Here we go. Lobo Nation is on 106.5 Jack FM. This is the halftime report.
Sophie's Car Wash, a longtime sponsor of Longview Lobo football. Now with their third location in Lakeport, plus the original on Highway 80 and their self-serve location on Wall Street in Longview. For savings and convenience, get a monthly pass good at the Highway 80 location or in Lakeport. Sophie's is a place to be. Once again, Soapy's Car Wash is proud to support Longview Lobo football. Go Lobos!
Bish's RV is a bit new around here, so we have questions. What exactly is bigger in Texas? Is it really everything, or is it just high school football? We can't wait to see for ourselves every Friday night with our Longview Lobos family. Bish's is built on family and fun and lifelong memories. Sounds like football in Texas, right? So we got your back every pregame, tailgate, postgame, after party, and everything in between. Go Lobos! Bish's RV, where memories begin.
September 3rd is Bacon Day. September 19th is Talk Like a Pirate Day. Arr, matey. September 25th is Comic Book Day. But any day is a good day to save big on crazy fast internet and unlimited data. Get Cable Link's broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data together for under $25 per month. We make it easy to switch. Plus, everything wireless in your home connects best with true broadband speeds and no buffering. There's no credit check, no money up front, and no deposit. Save big on your internet every day. Get Cable Link's broadband up to 150 meg internet and unlimited data under $25 per month.
Don't miss out. Ask how to qualify for free or discounted internet service. Email support at cablelinks.com or call 800-903-0508. Some restrictions will apply. Many factors affect speed.
Dan Sorey has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALL-DAN.
Injuries aren't planned, and here at Longview Orthopedic, we're going to work together with patients to try to attain the best outcome possible for them. We have the ability to treat all injuries for all patients and athletes of all ages. One thing I want patients to understand is that, I've been in their situation. I played football at Texas A&M University, played offensive line, I was a guard, and being an athlete, suffering injuries, and having that passion to get back on the field gave me a really good perspective on the other side of the line as a treating physician now here at the Longview Orthopedic Clinic.
When you're in need of collision repair, you need a shop that has a proven track record of being experienced, reliable, and friendly. McDaniel's Quality Body Works has stood the test of time in Longview for 89 years. From the early years of repairing Furies, Bel Airs, and Studebakers to today's complex Cobras, Stingrays, and Silverados, McDaniel's has been committed to your automotive collision repair needs since 1933. McDaniel's Quality Body Works in Longview, Kilgore, and Gilmer is the solution to your collision repair needs.
Other banks go out of their way to make redeeming credit card rewards needlessly complicated, like how they require minimums or force you to use your rewards before reaching some arbitrary expiration date. But Discover isn't like that. With Discover, you can redeem your rewards for cash in any amount at any time, so you'll never have to jump through hoops. Unless you're like a trapezist, then by all means, go right ahead. Learn more at discover.com/redeem rewards. Terms apply.
It's not easy being the one everyone counts on to keep the facility running, no matter the weather or supply chain hiccup. But we get you, Raymond in Buffalo, and Maria in Miami. Jules in Minneapolis, and Stan in Central Indiana. Taking control of everything that's under your control. At Grainger, we're here for you with experienced branch staff at over 250 locations so you get the product you're looking for. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Extra yardage checking special at Telco Plus Credit Union. Gain the extra yardage you need by opening a Telco Plus checking account. Open one new checking with promo code 50yards to earn $50. Telco Plus' checking account have 2-day early deposits, instant issue debit cards, and a lot more. Offer September 1st through 30th, 2022. Visit telcoplus.org for full details and restrictions. Federally insured by the NCUA. Must complete 7 purchases by October 14th to earn $50.
My brother-in-law died suddenly, and now my sister and her kids have to sell their home. That's why I told my husband we could not put off getting life insurance any longer. An agent offered us a 10-year, $500,000 policy for nearly $50 a month. Then we called SelectQuote. SelectQuote found us identical coverage for only $19 a month, a savings of $369 a year.
Whether you need a $500,000 policy or a $5 million policy, SelectQuote could save you more than 50% on term life insurance.
For your free quote, call SelectQuote at 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050. Or go to SelectQuote.com. 1-800-452-5050. That's 1-800-452-5050.
SelectQuote. We shop. You save. Full details on example policies at selectquote.com/commercials.
Welcome to the Longview Lobo postgame show on 106.5 Jack FM.
Brought to you by the law offices of Sorey and Hoover on 106.5 Jack FM.
Back here at Lobo Stadium, final score is Longview 21, Lancaster 13. Lancaster jumped out on Longview with an impressive drive, running that spread offense and a high-octane one at that. And J.J. Pipkin threw a touchdown pass to Tyrick Martin from 15 yards out to make it 7-0 with 7:19 to play in the first quarter. They also blocked a Longview punt. And then finally, Lobos were able to get a drive going. Taylor Tatum with a 41-yard run, followed by a 21-yard run. But in the end, they weren't able to get it into the end zone. Jalen Hampton intercepted a pass in the end zone to stop that drive. But finally, Longview was able to get a drive going midway through the second quarter. It was Jordan Allen to Jalen Hale for 35 yards and a touchdown. And they were able to tie the ball game to make it 7-7. Later in the quarter, again, Tyrick Martin leading the way, and then Kylan Brown was able to take it in from 6 yards out to give Lancaster a 6-point lead, but they missed the extra point, and that would loom large throughout this ball game as they had a 13-7 lead at that point. And that's how it ended at the half. Going into the second half, the Longview defense really stepped up, shut out Lancaster in the second half, and Taylor Tatum took over. He got a 37-yard touchdown run with 2:07 to go in the third quarter. Longview kicked the extra point to take their first lead of the night, 14-13. After 3 quarters, that's where it stood. Later, Tadarian Boone stopped a huge Lancaster drive with a big play, an interception in the end zone that turned Lancaster back when they had a chance to possibly tie or go ahead in the ball game. And then finally, the Lancaster Tigers tried a fake punt late in the ball game. And on fourth down, they were tackled by Jaden Simmons. That stopped another Lancaster possible drive, and then Taylor Tatum was able to score on a 3-yard touchdown run very near the end of the ball game, and they kicked the extra point. Longview holds on to win by a score of 21-13, and it was one of those, man, you were wiping your brow after a game like this one, weren't you?
Yeah, they had a great defensive, offensive team, and they were ahead for most of it, but our best players stepped up. Taylor Tatum, the running back, he ended up with 185 yards and 2 touchdowns. And I thought the secondary, Willie Nelson and Boone, every time there's a big play, one of those 2 guys is in on it. And they made a lot of them tonight. Defensive line, the second half played really well. Longview just stepped up in the second half.
Well, you think about how powerful that Lancaster offense looked, and they came into the game first in a lot of categories and were a really high-octane offense. But Longview, that number one defense in the district, they showed it in the second half because even when Lancaster was able to move the ball some, they couldn't get it into the end zone. They get the huge interception, and it ended up being a heck of a win for the Longview Lobos after a really tough night tonight. John King is rolling in here right now. If you want to go ahead and put this on, we'll let you start talking immediately because I'm sure you got a few things to say about a ball game like that one. So go ahead and saddle up, and we'll get you on here. John King just made it in after that 21-13 win over the Lancaster Tigers. Coach King, first of all, congratulations. It was a grind.
We knew it would be. They're very good football.
Let me do this. Hand me that field mic right there. Yeah, just give me that. I'll just. There we go. All right, we're gonna do this. Let's try this. We'll just talk to you here.
Talk to there. Is that better?
Yeah, that's better.
They're a very good football team. Very physical, very fast. I told you their offensive line I was really impressed with during the week. Watching them on tape. Quarterback's elusive. He can get it out in a hurry. Zero, he's a handful now.
Man,
you got to find that guy, and he ate us up most of the night. But I bet we had our hands on 7 or 8 footballs, possibly a chance to pick. We never could get one. But I thought our defense played quite well. Had a big goal line stand in the first half for us, and came up big with the interception in the second half. And we were stalling on offense, and really had them out there too much. We needed to rest them a little bit better, a little more, and that's kind of what we talked about at half. Just we needed to pound them. But disappointed. A couple of drives offensively. We get in their midfield to start the drive, and we don't do anything with it. And, that's just a combination of lack of execution and poor play calling. It ain't all on the kids, and I'll be the first one to point the finger at me. Just didn't get in rhythm. And, we some penalties hurt us in certain situations. We had too many long yardage situations, tough to convert on these guys. So, but the ground game got going in the second half. I thought offensive line did a better job of blocking. Fullbacks ran. AJ blocked his tail off. Taylor had a big night for us running the ball. He made something out of nothing a lot of times. Those 5 and 6 yard gains were important. Put us in 2nd and 6, 2nd and 4, and more manageable situation.
I had him with 185 yards on the night, so that's a pretty big load.
He did. He ran good. That's a good night out of him. We had a chance. Had a red zone possession. We threw a pick on, and he left a little bit inside. But hindsight 2020, probably should have tried to pound it a little bit there early on in the game. But regret some things. But our kids faced adversity. They found a way to win, and we need to do that. And they fought and scratched and played together, and didn't give in, and found a way to win the game. Hats off to Lancaster. Coach Paul does a great job. They're very well coached. They're physical, as I said before, fast. And we beat a very good football team, one we may see again probably.
Johnny Vaughn said that very thing about the fourth quarter. He said, I wouldn't be surprised if we see those guys again. I said, I don't think we want to.
Yeah, well, be careful what you wish for.
Yeah.
That's what I told Coach Paul in pregame. We were out there talking. I said, I don't know how this will go tonight, but we'll probably see each other again. I hope so. It's good for our district, and I hope we're both still alive in the 3rd or the 4th round, however that shakes out.
Now, you had to first time you trailed in a ball game, first time you trailed at halftime in a ball game. So those are new situations these kids have been in this year. And what did you talk to them about at halftime?
Well, that's what we talked about all the time. We're going to face adversity sometime. It's going to be how we respond. And just basically told them in the half, and coaches talking to their guys, we just got to go out and execute. We got to find a way, and we did. I thought it was big. We get to stop and get to go ahead score, with the extra point, which was crucial. Then of course a turnover there late. Kind of wishing I'd ate some more clock up, But we got to score and went up 8, and you got to play defense. In our guys have played well all night. You just kind of hoping they don't pop something on you that. Get an easy one. So we were going to roll the dice and let our defense play ball.
We've got a whole bunch of people back on defense this year, and I think in particular in the second half, a lot of those guys really stepped up and made a lot of plays.
We did. We executed better. The opening drive we had some busts. We had some chances to get off the field. We didn't, and then we just settled in. Buda Garrett, he played second half, probably wasn't supposed to play, and the decision was up to him, but he played, he toughed it out and made some plays for us. And, but I thought, Willie had a chance to get his hands on some balls. We were tight on a lot of things, and guy just fit it in there. But we lost contain on the quarterback. I told y'all today I was worried about him getting loose. They go empty, and you drop all them people out of there covering, and the pocket breaks down. That's when he's dangerous. And that guy's he's hard to get chance on.
He's jet fast.
He is.
He is.
Yep.
I think everybody on the skill position part was jet fast on that team.
Well, that's probably the relay team you'll see run at state out there today.
No doubt, because that one play where they got down to the 1 yard line, the guy looked like he had won a few 100-meter dashes over the years.
Yeah, I thought we were going to find a way to get them stopped there. We missed the tackle on the sideline there, and but a lot of things didn't get executed for us. I'm not going to say it didn't go our way, but we got a punt block. Mm-hmm. First one we had blocked all year, and we busted protection, and they blocked the punt, and then our defense holds. They didn't let them score after that. That's the way to go out and respond when something like that happens. I was proud of them in that drive. Before we finally got some things going offensively.
Don't hit me for asking a stupid question, but when you have a game like this and you've got an open date now, are you kind of glad you have some tape like that to show these kids to keep them focused for 2 weeks?
Well, the thing going into open week, you always want to do it with a win. Mm-hmm. It makes the open week go a lot better. And we're 2-0 in district, and would put us in the driver's seat for possibly a playoff spot in the district championship. And after open week we have Forney. Everybody has the same open week this year, and Forney's a good football team. So we'll address the issues we had tonight and try to correct those mistakes and where we play better the next week. But open week, maybe some time to get some bodies well. We got some bumps and bruises, but we still we got some work we got to get done, and we'll follow pretty much the same open week plan we always do. Getting a couple of days of practice after school. It won't be quite as long, and get some work done during the athletic period, and bodies heal.
5-0, 2-0 in district now at the halfway point. How do you feel about this football team?
I feel the same way I did when we started. I'm proud of what they're doing. I'm proud of how the locker room is, how they play together, and how they practice and prepare. And they just got a never say die attitude. They're going to go out and play and play their hearts out, And it was a big win for us being in this situation. And like I said, down at half, and we found a way to scratch our way out of it with a win.
John,
go ahead.
Do you think it helps your team when we've just been rolling over everybody, and all of a sudden we play a team like Lancaster, and we get tested, we realize that there's other people that can play, and then we step up and answer that? I think that's got to be a positive thing for later on in the season.
Yeah, it will be. Of course, you want to come out here with a win, but we knew this was going to be our toughest test up to this point, and it would really tell us where we're at and what we need to work on. And, sometimes you can't see those things when you're beating people half 100, and things kind of go their way and they quit playing hard. These guys are going to play hard for 4 quarters, and they're going to give us a different set of problems than maybe what we've seen before. But, our guys just going to scrap. I mean, we got a tough physical football team. They got a lot of pride. And, how I feel about them today, I mean, whether we had won or lost, I felt the same way. Happy to get out here with a win. Don't ever think I'm not, but to see how they responded, because we had to, and we need to know a lot about ourselves and how we respond in these crucial moments.
Lufkin lost to Forney tonight, 41-21. What do you think?
Forney's a good football team. I glanced at them today. I never do that. But we had early release, and I had a little time on my hands. But I looked at Forney just briefly, and they're a good football team. They're physical. They play with some tempo. And Jeff Fleener, a guy that I've known for many, many years, he was a coordinator at Allen when they were winning state championships with Callum Murray. He knows how to dial up some plays. He's a great coach, and he was at Mesquite a few years when we faced off. Always had a difficult time defending those guys. He'll try to pick you apart, and then defensively they're a little bit different than we were last year. They're a little bigger and they're more physical, and they got some good defensive linemen. So it'll be a tough challenge. The great thing is we get them at home, and coming off open week, hopefully we're ready to play.
You don't have to get up at 4 o'clock in the morning tomorrow to get to a ball game.
No, I get to sleep in. I may be up at 4 thinking about this one. It's nice to get open week right at the middle of the season, and the kids need a break. I mean, we've been going now for 8 weeks. these guys, and sometimes you need a break. Your tank's a little empty, and it's not always bad. It falls right in the middle of the season, so it'll be much welcome.
Well, Coach, congratulations. It was a great win tonight. There's no such thing as an ugly win, right?
No, there's no such thing. I've learned to appreciate them all. I learned that the hard way from Bonnie Collins. She always told me that. I would be upset. We didn't play well. If we didn't win half 100 to nothing, I was upset. Like we ought to beat them by 50. But no, you got to win games like this, and there's not an ugly win.
Well, congratulations. 5-0, again 2-0 in district, and we'll see you again in a couple of weeks.
You bet. You'll enjoy y'all's open week.
Thank you very much, sir. For John King from the Longview Lobos, we're going to take a timeout. We'll come back and we'll wrap it up. You're listening to Longview Lobo Football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903-CALL-DAN. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903-CALL-DAN. That's 903-CALLDAN.
Moments like seeing my son's team cheer him on mean a lot to me. But after being diagnosed with metastatic breast cancer, or MBC, which is breast cancer that has spread to other parts of the body, they mean even more. I take Ibrance, palbociclib.
Ibrance 125 milligram tablets with an aromatase inhibitor is for postmenopausal women or for men with HR-positive, HER2-negative NBC as the first hormonal-based therapy. Ask your doctor about Ibrance and visit Ibrance.com. Ibrance may cause low white blood cell counts that may lead to serious infections. Ibrance may cause severe inflammation of the lungs. Both of these can lead to death. Tell your doctor right away if you have new or worsening symptoms, including trouble breathing, shortness of breath, cough, or chest pain. Before taking Ibrance, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection, liver or kidney problems, are or plan to become pregnant, or are breastfeeding. Common side effects include low red blood cell and low platelet counts, infections, tiredness, nausea, sore mouth, abnormalities in liver blood tests, diarrhea, hair thinning or loss, vomiting, rash, and loss of appetite.
Wrapping it up here, Longview wins it tonight by a score of 21-13 over Lancaster. They go to 5-0, 2-0 in district play. We're going to have an open date next Friday night, and then we are back in action 2 weeks from tonight as Longview will be back at home at Lobo Stadium against the Forney Jackrabbits. Johnny, any final thoughts before we wrap it up and let you go home?
Well, I got to tell you, you know, I've said this probably a few times already tonight, but it's the truth. You roll up everybody. You get teams just kind of tend to get complacent. Sometimes it can go through the whole regular season, and all of a sudden you get into playoffs and you play somebody good. You've never been pressed, and you end up losing. And tonight, Longview was tested. It wasn't their greatest first half that we've seen, but they stepped up in the second half. They made all the plays you needed to against a very good team and came out with a win. And that gets stuck in your memories at some point. You go into the playoffs, you get behind, you say, yeah, we've been here before. We didn't play great. We'd be able to step up, and there you go. You maybe win, state championship like we did a few years ago because we stepped up at the end and were able to feed on some of the earlier stuff and won. And I'm not predicting that. I'm not trying to jinx anybody, but that's where if you're a really good team, that's your ultimate goal. That's where you want to go to.
Absolutely. And at this point, we're halfway through the regular season, 5-0 undefeated, 2-0 in district, and so you can't ask for better than that, regardless of what it looked like tonight. Johnny, enjoy your open date this week. We appreciate you.
Thanks.
Johnny Vaughn, I'm Brian Houston. Again, we'll be off next Friday night, and then 2 weeks from tonight, we will be back here at Lobo Stadium to take on the Forney Jackrabbits. The John King Show will be on at 7 o'clock, and then we'll have the kick for you at 7:30. So for Johnny Vaughn, I'm Brian Houston. For Matt Morton back at the station, thanks very much for listening tonight. Again, the final score, Longview 21, Lancaster 13. You are listening to Longview Lobo Football on 106.5 Jack FM.
Dan Story has been named to the top 10 nursing home lawyers in the state of Texas. Many East Texans have questions about the care of their loved ones in a nursing home. They just don't know who to ask. If you suspect your loved one has been abused in a nursing home, unexplained falls and bruises, malnutrition and bed sores, call for a free consultation. 903, call Dan. As a community, it's important to look out and protect our elderly population. 903, call Dan. That's 903, CALLDAN.
Welcome to the Longview Lobo postgame show on 106.5 Jack FM.
At Classic Toyota's pre-owned superstore, we could tell you about our huge pre-owned inventory of over 250 quality cars, trucks, and SUVs. Hey, we could tell you about our legendary 30-day exchange policy. And we could tell you about our comprehensive 120-point road-to-roof inspection of every pre-owned vehicle. But it's just easier to tell you that Classic Toyota sells more pre-owned vehicles than anyone in East Texas. And I'm talking about a whole lot more. And we're pretty sure that you can figure it out from there. Month in, month out, year in and year out, Classic Toyota in Tyler sells more pre-owns because we stock more vehicles and better vehicles. We're loaded up with low-mileage, one-owner trades like Toyotas. We've got Hondas, Nissans, how about Lexus? We've got Acuras, BMWs, full-size trucks, and SUVs. You know Classic Toyota's got them, so come see the cleanest, best, highest quality pre-owned vehicles in all of East Texas. They're right here at Classic Toyota on the South Loop in Tyler.
First, we decide where we want to go. Then we need to know the best way to get there. Hi, my name's Adam Barada. I'm the owner of Advantage Gold. We're the highest rated precious metals firm in the country. We teach people how to own physical gold and silver. Now, we've won the Best of TrustLink Award 4 years in a row because we educate our clients on how to buy gold and silver the right way. We don't pay celebrity spokespeople millions of dollars. We'd rather pass that value on to you. Call 800-900-8000 and speak with one of our experts. We'll send you a free gold kit along with my latest #1 national best-selling book, The Great Devaluation. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. Get the best information, the best process, the best service, the best value. Call Advantage Gold at 800-900-8000. Call 800-900-8000.
Advantage Gold is not an investment advisor or a tax advisor. Consult with your financial advisor before investing.
Streaming now. Minion Mayhem has come to Peacock.
This is the biggest day of my life.
So grab the popcorn.
Minions, assemble!
For the most diabolical movie ever.
Yeah! I'm going to be a super villain. Alright, I'm not Minnie. Please stop calling me that.
Minions: The Rise of Gru. Streaming now only on Peacock.
I absolutely love my dog, but the constant shedding, not so much. But then I got a Swiffer Sweeper pet kit, and it is amazing. These super thick cloths pick up a crazy amount of hair. Just look at all that. And that was from just one swipe. And the best part? Sweeper's so much easier to maneuver than a broom or a vacuum, easily getting around chairs and under the couch. You're right. Now I can focus on you, not your shedding. Swiffer Sweeper Pet Kit. Because shed happens.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate through the site within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free. Just go to this exclusive web address, ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free. ZipRecruiter.com/free.
The Whataburger Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger is an all-time favorite. It brings so many flavors together in harmony, you might wonder if it's greater than the sum of its parts. It's got 2 all-beef patties, both of which fantastic. Crispy bacon, love that. Grilled onions, melty cheese. I mean, who would say no? And sweet and spicy pepper sauce. Yes, please. I guess we're kind of partial to every part. The Sweet and Spicy Bacon Burger from Whataburger. Just like you like it. Order online to earn rewards.
Hurry into the Energy Savings Event at Lowe's. Save energy and save money on select major appliances, including Whirlpool energy efficient appliances. You can also save with the smart thermostat. Right now, select Google Nest Learning thermostats are $60 off. Plus, find other great energy saving items throughout the store and check your eligibility for rebates in your area to save even more. Don't miss the Energy Savings Event at Lowe's. Selection varies by location. Exclusions apply. Visit Lowe's.com for details. Valid through 9/28.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Thanks for listening to the Longview Lobo Postgame Show, an exclusive broadcast presentation on 106.5 Jack FM.
Also brought to you by the law offices of Sorey and Hoover.